Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the
Welcome and hello, Rebel fans, to Rich High School. Lady basketball coming up to you in just a moment's time. We're about 20 minutes away from our pregame show ending and tip-off starting. The Rebels will be taking on the Altamont Longhorns here at home in Randolph. This is part of our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho pregame show. The best family vacations happen here. Plan your vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. Cody Olsen coming to you live from Randolph, joined with my friend and associate, Rob Leifson. Melissa Olsen also manning the camera. We are proud to be able to come to you with some more lady basketball tonight. It's part of a doubleheader as Altamont has traveled up from the Uintas to come meet us up here, and it should be a really good matchup considering that both of these teams are very, very close to each other in terms of the standings, a little bit of the RPI. Rob, it's great to have you on here. Rob, it's great. I mean, it's been a while since we've had you on, Rob. We welcome you. We'll roll out the red carpet back. It hasn't been the same without the stats.
Well, I've had a few other things on my plate, but it is good to be back, and I agree. This is a very evenly matched contest tonight. And it's nice that Altamont came back down to 1A because it's a good competition and a good rivalry. It is a really good rivalry. We're going to go ahead and dive more into that rivalry later on in our pregame show, brought to you by the Laketown Ledger, as also part of our scene set. Let's come back to you in 30 here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Lady Basketball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
So this is the reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. And sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans and fans of Altamont. If you're joining us here on 98.3 FM KADQ or on mylocalradio.com, we are pleased to be able to present a little bit more about each of these respective teams as part of our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. We're going to dip into the My Local Radio scene set as your business, set the scene for your business to increase in 2022. Advertise more with mylocalradio.com. Rob, we're going to go ahead and dip into each of these respective teams. Let's start with the Rich Rebels, shall we? The Rich Rebels currently right now sitting at 9-8. They're just above 500 in the total win-loss category. And a lot of those losses have come to really good high-caliber teams. North Summit being 2 as of recent. That is a 2A caliber team, but they're coming off another region win against Manila. 8th in the RPI, that's about where they want to be right now. And as we've talked about all year, huge backcourt help, and the front court, along with Ellie Argyle and Darlene Peterson, is gaining some chemistry as well.
I agree. I think playing that upper competition is good in the long run. It may not look good in your standings, in your record, but when playoff time comes, that's when it counts.
I guess it doesn't really matter what your record is as long as you, in the words of a very famous coach, win, baby, win. That's what we got to do as we'll dip into the Altamont Longhorns now. Altamont 7-10 on the season. They're sitting at 500, 3-3 in region play. They're led by Abby Long and Lakin Murray, combining for about 20 points per game, 6 steals per game. You're also dealing with Oakley Foy, who is, challenging even Darlene Peterson's stats in terms of rebounds per game, around 8, 9 around that point, as she flirts with a double-double all the time.
She actually does have Darlene in the rebound stats, so it should be a good battle underneath.
Should be a really good one. The Altamont Longhorn girls right now make their way to the free throw line, 4th most out of any 1A school. But interestingly enough, they make it their 4th most out of anybody in 1A. but have been shooting only 49% from the free throw line. So if you can kind of get that stat up and ready, going, get that, the free throw percentage a little bit higher, you're going to be scoring quite a few more points. We're going to go ahead, dip more into the Longhorns and the Rich Rebels, what this matchup means later on in our Bear Lake Community Health, our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. Until then, let's take 30 seconds, take a quick break, come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to the town of coldest temps and warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing that a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Savey and council members Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and Monica Schultes, with clerk Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
Welcome back here to our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show as the Rich Rebel girls and the Altamont Longhorns are ready to tip off in about 13 minutes. Now is the time for me to catch up with one of our outstanding students here, brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. Town of Woodruff makes it possible for me to catch up with just the amazing youth here at Rich High School. And you may or may not have heard of this outstanding student athlete. I caught up with Justin Adams this week. Let's hear what he had to say.
Rich Rebel fans here on Rebel on Record. I'm joined here with Justin Adams, Buckwheat. Man, it's been a hot minute, and it's good to catch up with you again, Buck. I mean, first of all, we're starting to come out of winter. The days are getting longer. Basketball's coming to an end. How do you feel overall?
Well, in general, I love the team and all that. I'm feeling like they're the best thing ever happened to me, but it's just sad seeing it coming to an end because it's my last year doing this stuff.
Buckwheat, we're coming towards an end. State playoffs are coming around. You have one more month of region basketball as a senior. I know it's really, really sad. What do you want to accomplish before it all ends?
Well, so our goal, Lex and all the team wants to be in a home game playoff, like the first round playoff. We want a home court advantage. But also I just want to be part of the team, make it into a family. So that's my goals.
Buckwheat, you add a lot of boards when you come into the game, and you're filling such a great role. Buck, do you feel a camaraderie? Do you feel a brotherhood on the team right now? Is everybody solid?
Honestly, yes. It's a lot. Honestly, I love it because, off the court, we're hanging out, enjoying ourselves on the bus, out doing stuff like this Saturday. We went to a Utah State game, and we kind of join into a brother.
You guys went to the UNLV game?
Yeah, that was a great time and all that. Wow. And we hang out with each other as a family, as a brother. So I think I'd rather be on this team rather than other teams in the state right now.
That's really special, Buck. I was at that UNLV game too, and it was a fun one. I caught you here in the band room. You're getting some guitar going. Why did you choose guitar? Out of all the instruments you could have picked, Buck, you chose that one. Why?
Well, this one have a story to it. Well, my freshman year, I didn't have really a class to fulfill. So I said, why not take guitar and piano for like a filament class? And ever since that, Mr. Woods taught me how to play the guitar. And ever since that, I enjoyed it.
Talk to me about Mr. Woods. What is it like being in his class? He seems to really enjoy music, and you have a big old smirk on your face, Buck. Do you enjoy it?
I do. There are some days we get a lot of stuff done, and there's other days we just enjoy hanging out with each other and enjoy with the class. And honestly, we don't do a lot, too, at the same time. But we also do a lot at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, Buck. I know what you're saying. It's good to have that fun aspect, right? What's your favorite song so far that you're playing on the guitar that you've learned?
That's a good one. There's so many, but I like the 80s songs, so like Take On Me, then like even like the kind of 2000 like Enter Sandman, I love to play that one. Seven Nation Army, they're all easy. That's why I like them. So, yeah.
Buck, even though we're coming towards the end of winter, we've got spring to look forward to. We still have something around the corner. It's going to be all right. Golf coming up. And when does golf start for you, and what does it look like?
Well, so it's when I start golf, my personal golf, it's usually in a basketball. I really don't do the musical. Last year I did because he wanted me to do it, but this year I just didn't want to do it. But then prom, then after that, it's grinding to Golf State. So,
well, we look forward to that, Buckwheat. We're going to cover you in golf and see. Buck, I want to go ahead and compliment first thing. You're rocking the Utah State. Is this a rain poncho? What? It's a pretty dope. Where'd you get it?
Well, actually at the game. So, yeah, I said, you know what, that coat looks good and all that, so I kind of bought it, and now I'm repping it. And plus, I'm going to Utah State right after high school.
Buck, I did not know that. I thought you were pretty undetermined last fall. What helped you make that decision to go to Utah State?
Well, it kind of inspired. So the coaches, like throughout football, basketball, golf even, they inspire me to go teach or go be a coach for somebody else. So that's why I'm going to Utah State for my minor into coaching, but my master into math or science. So I can teach kids also while I can coach.
Buckwheat, why do you like helping people learn new things? Why do you like helping people coach?
Well, it's just they're teaching you the way of life through sports. Like for football, it's always a hard work. If you're hardworking, keep pushing, eventually you're going to have success with your personal life and also on the field. So I think that's why it kind of inspires me, because I can teach these future kids or future NFL or basketball players to be who they are.
Buck, I'd trust you with anybody I was related to in order to coach, so I appreciate it. Anything else you want to touch up on before we end?
No, that's it.
All right, that's Buckwheat, Justin Adams, superstar here at Rich High School. You'll be catching him a lot more out on the court, in the band, or on the course. So that was my interview with Justin Adams. Buckwheat is always an absolute stud. Talk to me a little bit about his commitment, his intentions to go to Utah State, and his impressions to be a coach. Rob, you have Buck around a lot, and he just lights up the room.
He does, and we got to give a shout out to him and Nate Woods and Hunter Pace, because they did a fantastic job of providing us a new table to do the broadcast from, and the extra space. I wish I would have had this for the last 7 or 8 years we've been doing this.
You just got to pull some strings, and it made it happen. So special thanks to Buckwheat, Nate Woods, Hunter Pace, and all of those that have helped us have a little bit more tummy room behind our table here. Let's go ahead, take another quick break, come back to you, and have our interview with Coach Lundgren after this on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Welcome back to our Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. Special thanks to Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty in Garden City for helping us catch up with our coaches. I caught up with Coach Lundgren in preparation for the Altamont Longhorns. Let's hear what Coach Lundgren has to say. Rich Rebel fans, I'm joined here on the Coach's Corner again with head coach Cody Lundgren. It's always a pleasure to catch up with Coach to see where the girls are at and moving forward and seeing where they're at with goals. Coach, first question I have right here revolves a little bit about last week. Looking back at the North Summit series, what do you feel as a coach and the girls took away from that series?
You know what? the first time we played North Summit, I don't think that the girls, I don't think we believed that we could win. The second time we played them, I was very pleased with our performance. We're not trying to preach for a losing chemistry or atmosphere, but our girls did a lot of good things in that game. They rebounded well. We didn't turn the ball over very many times. Made good shots, took shots that we needed to take, and sometimes those shots just don't go in, and sometimes the other team makes more shots than we did. But overall, I felt defensively we did a good job on their big girl, and we controlled the tempo of the game to what we wanted to do.
Coach, despite the overall record for the Rich Rebels this year, you're very firmly in second place in region with only one less, and first place being Tabiona. Within the region, the Rebels have outscored and put more points on the board than anybody. Do you feel that this is attributed to maybe a tough out-of-region schedule?
I think the out-of-region schedule, the more difficult you can make it, the more prepared the girls are going to be for the games that matter down the road. And our girls have bought into that. And, every game they've gotten better, and we've seen huge improvements out of them. So I'm very grateful for that.
Your underclassmen girls and your scout team, your bench, are arguably one of the strongest in the region. What has helped them become such a strong aspect of why this team succeeds?
I think I'd have to point that towards senior leadership. Those senior girls are very encouraging and uplifting to those underclassmen, and they love playing with them. So this team's, the overall goal is what can we do to win this game. And, sometimes we get rolling when our bench is in there, and they keep us going. So, and they've had a ton of support from these seniors, and I'm proud of these seniors for being that type of leader.
Why is a team that is bought so well into their roles without jealousy of others looking from the left and to the right so important to a team's success, Coach?
Well, in every sport, but basketball, you got one or two girls or players, for that matter, that are scoring the majority of the points. That's pretty easy to shut down one or two kids. You know what I mean? And if you look at our box scores lately, we've had 3 to 5 girls scoring double digits, and 4 to 5 girls around 5 points or 6 points a game. That's real hard to defend when you're playing team basketball like that. And it just opens up the whole floor. And, I think they're figuring out that it's a lot more fun to play that kind of basketball when the ball's zipping around and everybody's we're getting better looks. So
that was my interview with Coach Cody Lundgren. One thing that I want to touch up on that he mentioned right at the end of that is he talked about the depth of the bench. He talked about how when everybody buys in, it's really easy for you to clamp down on one or two key players, but the Rich Rebels don't really have that problem. They have multiple people scoring in double digits and playing key important roles. Rob, what do you feel like that does for the Rich Rebels in terms of opening up the floor?
It really does. You've got 5 different players that are contributing offensively, and you've got a deeper bench than most schools you're going to face.
So we're going to go ahead and start with our presentation of the colors as we're here in Randolph. We're going to go ahead, take a quick timeout, come back to you as soon as that is done here on 98.3 The Wildlife. Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora Wright encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The Town Council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back here to the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau pregame show. An amazing rendition by the pep band of our national anthem. Here we go as the starting lineup for the Altamont Longhorns. Number 1, Aspen Thacker.
Number 5, Abby Long.
Abby Long as well. We'll have to keep an eye on Abby, the point guard senior, as she's been scoring in bunches as well. Lakin Murray, one of the 2 that we talked about in our scene set. Lainey Shiner as well. Number 24, Mary Peck. Here comes the Rich Rebels for our Lutz Construction starting lineup. Brittany Lamborn, number 23, the senior. Ambria Lutz following right behind her. Another fantastic addition to this team. Taylor McKee also. Mackenzie Smith also coming in, breaking into the lineup here. Darlene Peterson, that rounds out your starting 5. Fun fact, Rob, Ambria Lutz, 8th in scoring at the 1A level and 9th field goals made. 3rd in 3-pointers made with Mackenzie Smith at 7th. Kind of interesting here at the 1A level as we get ready for the starting lineup. Taylor McKee, 12th in scoring and 6th in assists per game. She's dishing out about 4. Every single game. Darlene Peterson as well is always on the leaderboard for blocks. She's currently ranked 4th right there. So we'll go ahead and get ready for our opening tip-off today, brought to you by mylocalradio.com. Make sure that your advertising is set for the next year. Call mylocalradio.com to reach all sorts of customers that are available to you without a ball up in the air. Tip 1 by Darlene Peterson. The Rebels are going to go right in transition. Taylor McKee right into the body and a blocking call immediately. Right on the right side block as Taylor McKee got the tip from Darlene Peterson, went straight into attack mode, drove down the right side sideline, went up, and she's going to go ahead and earn it from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. First one up and good for Taylor McKee. And the Rebels strike first. Second one up and good, perfect from the line. Taylor McKee earning it there at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Here comes the Altamont Longhorns on their first possession. They're wearing all red with the black accents, also white accents. Driving into the lane, up and around, into the body of Ambria Lutz. Here comes number 5, Abby Long, floating it off to the right side, bouncing off to the left. Mackenzie Smith ripping it down. Taylor McKee pushing it down the court inside. Bunch of double passes in there, and finally Darlene Peterson throws it up with the right hand, and she's going to miss it far to the left. Altamont corrals it, and they're going to get into their offensive set, going right to left on your radio dial. Thacker feeding inside, and a block by Darlene Peterson up and over the top. Lakin Murray trying to squeeze in on the left side. Block. But Darlene's going to say absolutely not and throw that one out of bounds. Inbound coming up on the left side. Abby Long looking, finally finds someone. Lakin Murray, I believe. No. This is Lainey Shiner trying to go and split a double team, and it's going to be a foul on Darlene Peterson, her first one of the ball game.
We've mentioned it before, but it's key to keep her out of foul trouble.
One foul early, and The first one missed by Lainey Shiner. It's going to roll out to the left after hitting the right side and go right into the arms of Mackenzie Smith. Going to put it right back to the official. She's going to get one more chance at it. Shiner, deep in progression, throws that one up, bounces it off the front of the rim and in. 2-1 is your score here with 7:15 left in the game, in the first quarter, excuse me. Darlene Peterson back up to McKee on the right side, who's looking inside. Now on the right near corner, Ambria Lutz driving right side baseline, puts it right into the foot of Lakin Murray, who kicks it out of bounds out the right side baseline.
Another key to watch for, Cody, is the Altamont Longhorns only averaged 7 turnovers a game. They took very good care of the ball.
Good care of the ball, and a 3 jacked up there by Ambria Lutz. Offensive rebound after the miss by Darlene Peterson. Back up at the top. This time, McKee will try. She drills it from straight away beyond the arc. A huge three-pointer by Taylor McKee, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. 5-1 is your score. Here come the Altamont Longhorns. Long, double-teamed at the very top of the arc. She's trying to rip it away from Darlene Peterson and Ambria Lutz. And finally gets it away. Our coach for Altamont trying to call a timeout, but I don't think she was loud enough. The referee was looking inside at the action. Up and over the head, intercepted. Mackenzie Smith with the steal after trying to be fed into the paint. Darlene, a long pass from Taylor McKee, dancing on the rim after putting it up with the left hand. Peterson up on the board as well. 7-1, your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Abby Long working right, putting it inside right on the right elbow. Mary Peck trying to find some space, kicks it back out to Long on the right side wing. Back to Peck, inside, working against Mackenzie Smith. Up against the glass, pretty work from Mary Peck, who has a little bit of a height advantage underneath there, Rob, against Mackenzie Smith. But the Rebels trying to answer back quickly. Darlene throwing it into the paint, deflected, and then reeled in by Abby Long. After that little layup there by Peck, Altamont sitting down by 4 points. 7-3 is your score. Rich will be in the lead. Abby Long, left side wing, looks in for Peck. Right at the free throw line, back to Long. Little 1-2 punch, and Long misses that one with the left hand. Just kind of got wedged in between the iron and the glass. Rob, we've seen Altamont get a couple good looks. They just haven't fallen yet, but if they had, we're probably looking at offensive production very well from either team. Long 3 from McKee, missed off the back iron. Bodies bumping into each other. Finally, McKee reels it down. Rob, has it impressed you to see buckets falling so quickly here in this game by either team?
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Altamont only averages 30 points a game, so keeping the score low is their style of play.
So right now, Rich making it a little difficult. McKee driving right side baseline right into the arms of Peck. That one's stolen away and put right back into the possession of Abby Long. Strolling from right to left over the Rich Rebel logo at midcourt. Working to the left side wing, looks inside, has to pick up her dribble, and Darlene Peterson pokes that one away from behind. Bounces off of Darlene as Brittany Lamborn try to get it back to her, and that's going to lead to a turnover. Long into the arms. Another offensive rebound, this time by Lakin Murray, and she's going to bump Brittany Lamborn, and that will be a foul on the Rebels.
You mentioned it in the pregame. Altamont gets to the free throw line. The question is, can they convert the free throws?
Well, here comes one for Lakin Murray. First one up, no good. That's off the left iron. Still going to stay at 7-3. Second one up and off the front of the iron, rolling in. That one's good. Finally for Altamont. Here comes the Rich Rebels pushing it down the court. Ambria Lutz at the very top, getting out to McKee on the right side. McKee bouncing off a defender, back up to Lutz at the top. This time it's going to work left. Lamborn, one dribble, back to Lutz, and then around to the right side. Feed to Darlene on the right here, and it's going to be poked away as Darlene turned her head to the basket, trying to drive to her left on the right side block. It's going to be poked out by Aspen Thacker, another deflection. Inbound and a long 3 on the far corner. Ambria Lutz bouncing it off the back of the iron, and then a fight for the rebound. This time Altamont's going to come away with it. So here comes Abby Long, and we know that Abby Long in addition to Lake and Murray, are averaging about 20 points per game. And when a team averages about 30, that's a huge amount of offensive production from just 2 people, Rob. Right now, they're trying to feed each of those 2. Lake and Murray getting a feed up at the top, and then a miss, an offensive rebound for the Altamont Longhorns. Right side into the right side block, and the ball's up for grabs on the right elbow. Brittany Lamborn and Aspen Thacker are going to get a jump ball there.
I got to give a shout out to Aspen. That's my cousin.
There you go.
You get Ellie
It's in the blood. It's in the blood.
There
Rob.
you go.
It's
You
in
get
the
Ellie
blood.
Argal and Violet Taylor into the game for the Rebels.
There we go. A little bit of a switcheroo. And an inbound for Altamont. Try to go inside. Has to go back out. Thacker picked away by McKee as she put a hand right in the way of the passing lane. Stole it away. Thacker getting up on McKee beyond the arc. And now they're going to set up their offense in their half-court set. Violet Taylor on the left side looks in, back up to McKee. Long 3 from 3 feet beyond the arc. Too far to the right. She's going to miss everything on that one. Didn't know if she was off balance or not, but it kind of surprised me that she pulled that one for so far. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't.
Well, so far they're shooting a lot more from 3 than they are from the inside.
We'll have to keep an eye on that trend as Altamont looks to answer. They're down by 3 because the score is 7-4 with 2:45 left here in our first quarter. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Stolen away. Ellie Argyle with 2 Longhorns on her. It's going to be poked out from behind as Ellie Argyle wanted to go coast to coast, but Abby Long uses her speed to poke that one away, Rob.
I want to see some points in the paint.
Plains Tire, points in the paint is what we want, says Rob Leifson. Instead, we're going to get it back out to the top of the arc, driving into the lane, kick out to the left side, baseline, long jumper for Darlene Peterson. That's another miss for the Rebels. They've gone cold here in the last couple minutes. Abby Long throwing that thing like a baseball. It's going to bounce off of the padding underneath the Rebel basket out of bounds. Another turnover, but man, that had some heat on it.
That's 5 in the first quarter alone, and as we mentioned, they only average 7 a game.
So maybe the Altamont a little bit out of sorts right now, not very uncharacteristic as a team. They're going to implement a 1-2-2 zone, try and switch up the Rebels here, get them out of position. Lutz driving, runs right into Thacker, kick out from the inside elbow, back inside to Darlene, baby hook with the left hand, off the glass and in.
There's your points in the paint.
There you go, Plains Tire, points in the paint. Rob requested it, and thus it was given. Here we go. Altamont, guarded by Darlene Peterson, far beyond the arc. It's going to go rolling back into the arms of Abby Long. Strolling to her right, goes back to the left here for Shiner. Now out to the left side, and Taylor McKee gets tripped up there, diving into the Rebel bench as that one goes out of bounds. Good deflection, but it will stay with Altamont. Back to Long, working right with the right-hand dribble along the arc, now right side wing. Murray. Dribbling, spinning on the right side block, picks up her dribble, gives it into the arms of the Rebels. 2 Rebels on top of her, and it's going to be a jump ball. Mount Valley Cattle Company jump ball, and that's one of the, I believe, the second one of the game we've seen so far, and that one happened because Ambria Lutz and Taylor McKee collapsed in on her, on Murray, right on the right elbow. Bingo, jump ball.
And avoided the foul.
That is key. If you can do that. We're going to get a little bit of full court pressure from Altamont. Long pass down the court, and Brittany Lamborn takes it all the way after getting it on the left side wing. Nobody in front of her, so she capitalizes. 11-4, your reading. Altamont here, driving into the lane, off the glass. Little dive in right there by Aspen Thacker. She cuts the deficit down a little bit. Ambria Lutz over to Violet Taylor. They're trying to work their way across half court and do. Back over to the left side. Taylor here to Lutz on the right side. Lamborn inside for Ellie Argyle into the arms. And Darlene Peterson cleans it up after the deflection. Peterson, after the miss by Argyle, comes in, swooping in, and then puts a little putback there. Another Plains Tire points in the paint. Long, right side in front of the Rebel student section, goes to the top of the arc, feeds inside. Darlene Peterson right there. And another jump ball as the Rebels have been diving at that ball. They've avoided fouls so far. That's been key. And Darlene Peterson's going to force another jump ball. It will stay with Altamont this time. Action going very quickly inbound inside into the body. Another foul actually on Darlene Peterson.
You cursed her right there. Broadcaster's jinx.
I spoke that one into the universe. 25 seconds left here in the first quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane.
That is her second.
On Darlene Peterson, her second. And that's going to go ahead and put Shiner at the line. First free throw attempt up and good, nothing but net. 13-7.
Scoreboard's only saying 1 on her, but I've got her with 2.
Second one coming up. Nothing but net. Silencing the Rich Rebel crowd. I like it. Here we go. 13-8. You're reading 20 seconds left here before the end of the first quarter. Lutz working it out on the right side in front of the media table. Goes out to the left for Taylor. Inside, Ellie Argyle fading away too far to the right. Defensive rebound by Peck. So Altamont will go ahead and keep it for the last shot, I imagine. Ooh, a little pump there on the right side. 2 seconds. They're going to run out of time. Did not have the awareness of the clock at the moment, and they're going to run out the time without getting it off at the end. Your final score after the end of 13-8. The Rich Rebels in the lead. We'll come back to you in just a second. Actually, we're going to go ahead, stay here. Go ahead, dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam as we get a good look of our pep band and our student section up there in the right-hand corner in front of our cheerleaders. Good atmosphere out tonight, Rob, as our Bear Lake Realty fan cam is capturing it. And it's a unique place. I love it.
Band sporting their new jackets tonight.
New jackets. Something blue, something new. I like it. Your new home.
Coming into the game, I noticed that the Rebels and the Longhorns are almost tied in rebounds, 27 a game apiece, but the Longhorns have got us 10-5 going into the second quarter. Doubled us up on the backboards.
There you go. We'll keep an eye on that statistic. The Rebels lead in the score department right now by 5. So it's kind of interesting. Not normally do you trail in the rebound department, but lead in the scoring department. Your new home in Bear Lake, one phone call away, 435-946-8888. So after the per request of Rob Leifson, the Rebels have gotten a few points in the paint, which has opened up the floor a little bit. They've been feeding Ellie Argyle and Darlene Peterson, and they've been getting 1 or 2 chances at it. Rebels up by 5 to start the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Time flying away already. A drive by Ambria Lutz, going up calmly with the left hand after having Lainey Shiner right on her hip. Goes up and scores. Foul coming up here against the Rich Rebels as Altamont was trying to quickly answer going into transition the other way.
Altamont yet to put up a three-pointer.
Altamont staying away from the three-pointer. The Rich Rebels have jacked up a few. It's been a little bit of a difference between these two teams. Thacker going out to the left for Abby Long. Now she's going to go right. Stand right in the half circle and then go to the left. Left side wing, Murray back up to Long at the very top of the arc. Gets a screen at the free throw line. It's going to be stolen away by Ellie Argyle right on the right side wing. Dribbled right into her arms. Ambria Lutz pushing it right side line into Violet Taylor. Gets a little bit of a bump. No call by our official. It's going to be last touched by Ellie Argyle. Will go out of bounds. Good defense and a little bit of a turnover again for the Rich Rebels after the missed shot.
Ellie Argyle stepped right in that passing lane. Well played on the defensive end.
Thacker. No, this is Long out here to the right side. Murray for 3. Long, high rebound, tracked down by Murray as she gets it right in front of the free throw line. Goes out to the right side. Shiner. Now Long, keeping it high above her head, goes in. Little dribble handoff stolen away by Violet Taylor, who gets her feet tripped up, and she's quick back onto her feet. Stolen away, and then a foul on Altamont.
I mentioned the Longhorns had not put up a 3, and I got my request.
There you go. Maybe we just got to hope that say something to make this one of the most interesting games in the – okay, I'll say it. I've never been a part of a buzzer beater game winning – there we go. Drive, as I'm speaking way too much about myself. Taylor McKee driving, taking it upon herself, up with the left hand into the paint. Nice little left-handed scoop for Taylor McKee, almost stealing it away. Longhorns in there, and they're going to match it with the left-handed layup from Lakin Murray. 17-10, you're reading with the Rebels up. 6:24 left in our Stacy's Repair second quarter. So we're going to get a little bit of a slowdown as McKee struts across the timeline from left to right over top of the blue R. Standing for Rich, Rebels, Randolph, you name it. We have a few substitutions into the game. New offense for the Rebels include Grohl, Taylor, Smith, Argyle, and McKee. Ellie Argyle gets the Crawford trough inbound and then hands right back to McKee. Altamont coming to meet the Rebels at about the 10-foot line. That's going to leave a little bit of space inside as Violet Taylor takes the dribble and scoops it up with the right hand, 19-10. Abby Long here setting up her offense, resetting everything. Murray in front of the pep band on the far sideline. Dribbles with the left hand over to the top of the arc, double teamed. Has to be saved by Thacker, who's going to drive right side baseline, go into the arms of Grohl and get hip tossed. Grohl gets hip tossed as the Rebels are kind of finding any type of passing lane, and they're hounding the Altamont ball handlers right now, Rob.
On a 12-6 run for the Rebels.
Murray for three on the near side three. That one's short. Bounces off an Altamont Longhorn and goes out of bounds. McKee, Crawford trough inbound to Taylor, back to McKee. As Haiti Pugmire is set to check in at the next dead ball. Grohl, left side wing up to the top, extended far beyond the arc. Now McKee on the right side wing. Goes back up at the top. Three taken by Mackenzie Smith. Buckets. Straightaway three. Mackenzie Smith with another three taken by the Rich Rebels, this time made. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Smith stealing, or rather getting the rebound underneath the backboard. Feed inside to Argyle after another quick transition. Ball, I mean, it looks like a tennis match right now, Rob. It's going back and forth incredibly quickly. Another score for the Rich Rebels, up 24-10.
Ellie had beautiful position on that play.
So we'll go ahead, take a quick timeout, come back to you in 30 as Independent Software Solutions timeout taken by Altamont to slow things down a little bit on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back for the continuation of our second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Rob, the Rebels on a little bit of a run here in the second quarter.
17-6 if you go back into the first quarter. And one of the things we've looked for all season long is multiple players scoring for the Rebels. And right now you have 7 different players that have put points on the scoreboard.
I know that kind of goes hand in hand a little bit with what Coach Lundgren talked about. He really applauds the depth of everybody. This Rich Rebel team is deep. A lot of underclassmen supporting the seniors here, and right now a lot of people scoring. Altamont now with the ball. Poked away and collected again by Lakin Murray up at the very top. Has to keep it high above her head. Handoff from behind. It's going to be almost stripped from behind. Another foul here. No, this is travel. A travel violation on Altamont, as Altamont is looking away, trying to hand the ball off. The Rebels are swiping it away from behind while they're not looking. 4:30 left here before halftime. McKee across the timeline from left to right. The Rebels rocking all whites. And, you know, if my recollection serves me correctly, I believe that the all whites have been very good to the Rebels, both boys and girls, this year. Out to the left. Feed inside Pugmire after a feed from Ambria Lutz. It's going to dance on the rim, fall out to the right. Abby Long getting the outlet, pushing up the left sideline. Left-hand dribble, picks it up, gets it right at the free throw line here. Another kick out for Peck. Now Thacker across. Might have been intended for someone else, but Long gets it out to Murray. Driving, pump fake, floater, off to the left. Pugmire. Outlet for McKee after the defensive rebound. Back over, Ambria Lutz on the left side. Back over to Grohl, feeding inside. Smith has it bounce off of her chest, and another turnover for the Rich Rebels. Altamont in transition, almost thought about the three on the right side. Shiner instead gives it up to Long. Long driving left Left-hand scoop layup, bounces out. Man, that's just bad luck. That was a great move by the Altamont Longhorns. Had a good look at it. McKee feeding Pugmire right side.
That's pretty.
Eyes in the back of her head, Rob. Another assist, and that goes into her assist category. Nobody out there to guard an open bucket, what could have been. Instead, a foul. Blocking call. Ambria Lutz standing in the lane was not established yet. So that's going to be another foul. The Rich Rebels have given up 4 so far. And Rob, I don't know about you, but this is probably one of the fastest games of girls basketball I've seen in a while. I mean, it looks like a tennis match. That's how fast my head has to spin here. Abby Long to the free throw line. Up and good. Hitting that perfectly. You get that perfect sound of like the metal in the net when you hit nothing but it. Great work.
We talked in the opening that they get to the line whether or not they will convert. Right now they're 5 of 7.
That's higher than their season average, which was 49, and she's going to knock down another one.
Make it 6 of 8.
26-12. The Rebels currently sitting on a 14-point lead, 3 minutes before halftime. McKee out to the right side. Lutz drives right to the baseline on the right side. Has to pull it back out. Double teamed in the corner. Feed inside Pugmire. Pugmire turns her head around in the paint. Tried to get it to Grohl. But the Altamont defense collapses in time. Forces that ball to go flying out of bounds after bouncing off of a Longhorn. Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound. McKee way up to the top for Ambria Lutz. Goes to the right at the top of the arc. Another screen. Buckets just inside the arc. 1 foot probably inside the arc on the right side wing. Altamont quickly going the other way. Now Abby Long puts up her fingers calling the offense. Gets it out to the right side. Shiner. Darlene Peterson getting a finger in the passing lane. That one's going to go out of bounds off of the Rich Rebels. Long right in front of the Rich Rebels sideline on the near side. Gets it in to Mary Peck. Long. Lakin Murray driving, blocked from behind by Ambria Lutz. Mackenzie Smith has to dribble out after the rebound. Goes into the Altamont side of the court. McKee out to the left, inside. Pugmire hopping, skipping out. Cross-court pass to the right side. Now Lutz had an open look, drives baseline, kicks it out to the left. Long 3 for Smith is good, and goodness, Rob, I haven't seen this type of passing from the Rich Rebels all season. It seems like everybody has eyes in the back of their head right now. 31-12.
It's great to see that ball movement.
Good ball movement by the Rich Rebels. They're up 31-12. Thacker driving up against Mackenzie Smith. Good call as she bodied up the Rich Rebels and is going to earn a chance for 2 at the line.
And the foul's on Darlene Peterson.
Darlene, I believe this is, according to who you ask, it might be 3 or 2. I think it is 3. First one up long by Thacker. That's going to bounce off the back iron. That's a good aggressive move by Aspen Thacker as they're trying to keep up with the Rich Rebel passing game. I mean, the Rebels are scoring in bunches right now. 2 misses by Thacker, but an offensive rebound. Driving into the arms, stolen away by Ambria Lutz. Lutz stood right in the lane, and now she's going coast to coast with it. Kicks it back out as she drived up to the left. Smith pumps, drives, gets it into Pugmire on the left side block. Pugmire out to Darlene, couple inches inside the arc, rolling in. You know, if you ask my elementary self, then that ball did a little toilet roll and finally fell in. Darlene Peterson with the long 2, 33-12. Altamont gets that ball in so quickly that by the time I recap what happened with the Rich Rebels, they're already on the other side of the court and taking shots. Inbound for Altamont up to the top. Lakin Murray pumps, tries to get Lutz in the air. And now a little floater missed by Aspen Thacker. Now McKee, 3-on-2, up to the top. 3 taken by Ambria Lutz. Off the bank.
Bank's open on a Friday.
Good night. It's not Saturday. That's what I was about to say. The bank is open. Banks in the 3. 44 seconds left before the end of the halftime. Darlene and Shiner fighting for it. Now Long driving to the right side, up against the glass, bounces off the front, no good. Ambria Lutz trying to get that long rebound after it was tipped up by a couple different players. And that's going to go out of bounds, last touched by Altamont, and get our Crawford Trough inbound, excuse me. McKee standing right on the Rich Rebel logo, goes to the right side in front of the media bench for Lutz. Back to McKee. Now Lutz. So this little zone play by Altamont has the Rich Rebels kicking out for three, and another three on the far corner. Mackenzie Smith on fire right now. It seems like the Rebels can't really miss. Inbound, and Ambria Lutz was already in the passing lane, tips that one out of bounds.
Rebels shooting 100% from the three-point line in the second quarter, 4 of 4.
Good gravy. Darlene Peterson, all smiles as she comes out and is replaced by Brittany Lamborn. Long heaves with the right hand. It's going to fall just a few feet short, and that will be the final heave of the first half. Your halftime score. Rich Rebels up 39-12 here in Randolph against the Altamont Longhorns. We'll come back to you with a few highlights, a few things, as this was a breakneck pace for the girls so far. We'll come back for our halftime show. The boys will get warmed up as the girls go into halftime. Rob Leifson, Cody Olsen, Melissa Olsen also covering this game. We'll come back to you in a couple minutes on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome to the halftime show brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. Advertise where your messages will be seen during high school sports on the radio and online with My Local Radio. Rob, we're coming into this halftime show with a big lead for the Rich Rebels. They almost put up a 40-burger in the first half, and it really had to do a lot with three-point shooting, which was a little bit rocky in the first quarter, but then they went on a little bit of a streak in the second one.
They actually shot 11 of 13 from the floor in the second quarter, and that's 5 of 9 from three-point land, which is huge. 11 of 17 from two-point range. They're shooting 62%. Unfortunately, the Longhorns are struggling to find some offense. They scored 6 in the first quarter and 6 in the second. The bright spot for the Longhorns is they're still beating us on the boards, 15-12, and Lainey Shiner has 5. Darlene and Mackenzie both with 4.
So that's your stats here for the first half, Rob. It seems very apparent that each of these teams are trying to push the ball and capitalize off of numbers. The Rebels have not been fazed really by the Altamont zone defense that's been implemented. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen this much confidence from each of these Rebel players. They take the ball, they know that they're getting collapsed on, and they're kicking out for an open shot somewhere else. They really trust each other.
They do. The ball movement has been pretty. The other thing that's impressive is 8 different Lady Rebels have hit the scorebooks, and unless I'm mistaken, I have not seen a Longhorn come off the bench. They have stuck with the starting 5 the whole game. We talked about their turnovers, only averaging 7 a game. They've got 9 in the first half. The Rebels only have 4.
So that is a big disparity in statistic. I mean, it impresses me. How can the Longhorns really capitalize off of the rebound disparity right now? It seems like it's the one thing that they're doing very well at. Why is that not translated to points, Rob?
I don't know. It has given us some second chances because they've got 5 offensive boards. My biggest concern for the Longhorns is if you're going to use those 5 players the whole game, they're going to run out of gas because the Rebels are throwing a lot of players at them. And you've talked about the speed of the game. That's going to be hard to stay at that pace for another 2 quarters.
I'd be gassed. I'd be in a wheelchair about this time or on an iron lung or something like that. The Rich Rebel girls embracing the grind right now, and they're really trying to run as much and as far as they can. We'll come back to you in a couple minutes, conclude with our halftime show brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com. The first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, Mayor and Town Council. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll come back on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back for the conclusion of our halftime show today, brought to you by mylocalradio.com. An advertisement is an invitation for folks to do business with you. Advertise where your message will be heard during high school sports coverage at mylocalradio.com. Call 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. Become a sports advertiser here with mylocalradio.com. Rob, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Got about a minute and a half right now. I mean, not much that you can improve on in terms of a first half for the Rebels, maybe lowering the turnovers a little bit. But in terms of Altamont, what kind of areas are you going to try to attack right now to try and get things jump-started?
We mentioned it before. They need to put up a 3 ball because I think that will loosen up the paint a little bit, and they did put up 3 in that second quarter, even though they didn't put up 1 in the first. But they're moving the ball well, but I think the Rebel defense has been the key. They've been all over them and avoided the fouls. Darlene Peterson only has 2. Brittany Lamborn with 2. I guess that's where we made our mistake and tried to give Darlene 3.
I guess it's just habit. It's just habit. About 41 seconds left before the start of our third quarter, and our second half brought to you by Epic Recreation. That's Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. Call 435-946-EPIC. That's 435-946-3742, or on Facebook at epicrecreation.net. Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam here as we get ready to start your new home in Bear Lake as we start our second half. Start another home, a second home in Bear Lake with Gary and Amber McKee, 435-946-8888. Epic Recreation third quarter starting now. The Rich Rebels will start off with the basketball. McKee into Lutz. Lutz is going to go ahead, take it left, and then give it right back to McKee at the very top of the arc, inside the half circle. Right side, back up to McKee. Lamborn, pumping left, goes back up to the top of the arc, gets McKee an open shot, who's going to drive out to Peterson. Ball switching hands, Lutz for 3. Rolling again, and that's a continuation of the trend we saw in the first half. Another open 3, and it's drilled by Ambria Lutz.
That's 5 in a row for the Rebels.
42-12. Altamont trying to get back into this thing right now in their first offensive possession. Mary Peck back up to the top, Thacker. Thacker out to Long. Long thought about the 3, drives against Lamborn, gets a little bit of a body. Lamborn now a little jumper on the right side elbow. Great stroke by Lake and Murray as the drive there by Long didn't work, got a kick out, and Altamont scores in answer. Now Lamborn is going to give it back up to McKee after the ball is kind of ping-ponged around here on the left side now. The Rebels are going to go left. Deflection, ball goes out of bounds after they tried to find Mackenzie Smith right at the free throw line. I think we had a 3 pairs of hands right there, and that's why the ball goes screaming out the baseline. Rebels will keep it. Cross-court pass. Lutz is going to take the 3 again, this time Long. Lamborn had an open lane to go back and put it back, but instead she's going to give it back out to Lutz. This time, Mackenzie Smith off the front of the rim, no good. Defensive rebound by Mary Peck. Thacker, left side baseline, tries to thread it around Mackenzie Smith, and it's going to be a steal for the Rebels. Lutz feed from the right side wing inside. Lutz not able to capitalize on the open layup attempt. Another miss for the Rebels. Long against Lamborn. Step back 3. Looks good. Just a little bit too long off the back iron. High rebound. McKee going right against Thacker right on the right side baseline. On the right side sideline, excuse me. Far side sideline. There's many ways you can say it. Foul on Altamont. And a Crawford Trough inbound in for McKee. McKee looking at a 2-3 zone now. A little bit of a switch up, going to go right to Lutz. Back up to the top for McKee. Stolen away by Long. She's going to go all the way into the body of McKee, and she's going to go ahead and score. Abby Long giving McKee a little bit of pressure as that ball bounces off of off of Long's foot. Go rolling out. We're going to get a retry on this inbound. 16 now for Altamont. Taylor McKee.
That full court pressure may not be a bad idea to get Altamont back in the game.
Might not. Feed inside to the right side baseline for Darlene Peterson. And a lot of collisions between these players right now. I think Lakin Murray might have been just kind of shaken up as a collision there on the right block. Darlene has the mass, and I think Lakin Murray took that one right in the chest. Not fun whatsoever.
Ashley Escobar in the game for.
Left side, Lamborn is going to get fouled by Abby Long as their arms get tangled up there about 2 feet away from the basket. Missing the layup, and now 2 shots coming up for Lamborn. Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is one of the only few times we've done free throws today for the Rebels, at least in recent memory. First one missed by Lamborn.
Taylor McKee had 2 in the first quarter, and she hit them both.
And that was the opening score of the game. First one missed by Lamborn. It's going to stay at 42. Bear Lake Realty free throws. 2 long for Lamborn. 2 missed free throws. Escobar into Long on the right side. Driving against Lutz. Into the body, has to spin around, and it gets tipped up in the air. Foul called here as Long was fighting Ambria Lutz for the rebound. Can't say that we didn't try, that's for dang sure.
A little bit of a frustration foul, but there was plenty of contact there on the baseline, and the Altamont fans want to know why there wasn't a whistle.
Here we go. McKee, right side, out for Lutz, back up to McKee at the top of the arc. So the Rebels working around the court and around the arc, driving in. McKee out for Smith, near corner 3, another one nailed by Mackenzie Smith.
That's her 4th of the game.
Smith's been the hot hand today, as she's had open looks. They're giving it to her, and she's knocking it down. Handoff Long, step back, right in front of the arc. Off to the left, no good. Escobar fights for Lamborn. Now they're pushing it up the right sideline. Lutz with the ball, gets it back to McKee. We're going to chill out right in front of the Rich Rebel fans. Drop step, a little bit too much. Actually too short, and then an offensive rebound by Smith. Smith's been on fire tonight. We'll have to keep in mind as Smith is up for player of the game for sure today. 47-16, Rich in the lead. Shiner back to Escobar, who's come in for Lakin Murray. I imagine Lakin Murray will come back in as she might have been just a little bit shaken up on that drive from Darlene Peterson. Thacker, left baseline, feed into the arms of 2 Rich Rebels. And a foul called here. That's Brittany Lamborn's 3rd, Rob, as they both collapsed in. Both Smith and Lamborn collapsed in on Mary Peck, and she went up right into the arms and earned herself 2 shots at the line.
Cassidy Grohl ready to check back in to take probably Brittany out of the game.
First one up and good for Mary Peck. I believe Altamont is way above their season average for free throws today. They've been actually knocking it down every time they have gone to the line. They've been very well, 47-17. Peck putting that ball right on her forehead. This time just a little bit off to the right. Actually an offensive rebound by Altamont up into the arms. Last touched after the deflection. Violet Taylor puts it out the back line. It will stay with Altamont. Substitution, Mary Peck will come out. Emery Carter in for Altamont. Inbound, Long, trying to find somebody. Finally gets it in for Carter, just a little bit too long. Escobar bouncing it off of her knee. Lamborn, which has come out. I don't know why I said Lamborn. Peterson coming up, finally getting the ball wrangled up.
Violet Taylor also in the ball game for the Rebels.
So Grohl and Taylor have come in. Grohl taking a 3 on the far corner, just a tad too long. Offensive rebound by Darlene Peterson. Ball again up for grabs, and Altamont is going to go ahead and wrestle Darlene for it. Lainey Shiner and Darlene Peterson. Peterson's going to get nabbed with her 3rd foul as well. Aspen Thacker and Abby Long working it from the backcourt into their offensive set on the right side of the court. Thacker bounces it off of her hands, has to corral it, goes back to Long. Off of Violet Taylor, and again into the arms. So it looks like Altamont is going to go ahead and be very aggressive, goes right into the Rich Rebels. And if they're able to knock down these free throws, it's a way to climb back into this, Rob.
This is going to be the 14th free throws for the Longhorns. The Rebels have only shot 4. Now they're calling this on the floor. No free throws.
No free throw coming up. I thought that they fouled her in the process of shooting.
I did too.
I thought for sure she was going to go to the line. Instead, inbound coming up. Body's going everywhere. No one initially open. Finally, Escobar gets open. Touch there. Ellie Argyle is going to go ahead and bounce it off of Escobar. I guess it bounced off of Escobar on the far side of the court and go out of bounds. Mound a Crawford Trough inbound from our Tingy is in the game.
Yep, Tylee Tingy into the ball game for the Rebels.
Another inbound coming up. They're just going to swap sides of the court after the deflection. Grohl into Pugmire. Pugmire. Soft pass intercepted by Thacker. Thacker spinning around at the top of the arc, goes left to Escobar. Escobar far beyond the left side, feeding inside. A foul on Ellie Argyle, and that's a good one because that was a body bump on Argyle up against Lainey Shiner. So we're seeing quite a bit more called here in the second half. I believe the intensity has gone up just a little bit for both teams, Rob.
That's slowing the game down a little bit.
It is, and now Altamont's capitalizing on that slowing of the pace. Little right hand up and good after the inbound for Altamont. 47-19. Violet Taylor. I can't imagine how hard or difficult it would be to have that much hair to work with when you're playing basketball. Feed
nice
inside,
position.
Inside, Ellie Argyle stealing off a defender and then a little drop step up and good. 49-19. Long. Trying to get some motion in the offense. Gets a screen out to the left. Here, right side, Escobar. Right side here in the corner, Shiner. Back to Long, and Haiti Pugmire is going to dive underneath. Have a jump ball as Long just kind of lost the handles on it, and then it was caught up in an awkward spot underneath her. Kind of had to sit on it, and then Haiti Pugmire comes in, and they both, I guess, have possession, jump ball. Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Stays with Altamont. Near corner, inside, Escobar. Pitch back to Long. Feeding inside, Shiner. Foul on Haiti Pugmire over the top from behind. Ball taken out underneath the Rebel basket baseline. Long is going to be tasked with putting this ball in play. Long. No one open initially. It's on the secondary cuts that Altamont's been able to get the ball in. Long and Grohl going after each other. Short. Another jump ball. Possession arrow will flip as Grohl was in a tussle with Emery Carter, the junior. Ball will go to the Rich Rebels. Tingy into Violet Taylor. Game has slowed down a little bit. Scoring's not in bunches as it was before. Pugmire rolling on the ground is going to bounce off of a Altamont Longhorn as she had to sit down on the ground trying to throw it away. Bounces off someone's fingertips, and the Rebels will keep it. Crawford Trough inbound up over the top. Ellie Argyle into the paint. Very short. Abby Long gets the rebound, makes some room, pushes it up on the other side of the court. Shiner, right side. Back up to the top for Long, keeping it high above her head. Feed inside. Ooh, would have been a really good one if possession would have stayed in the fingertips of Carter, who had great position against Ellie Argyle. Just had to turn around and throw it up. Another inbound for Altamont. Epic Recreation third quarter. Currently, the Rich Rebels up 49-19. Another foul into the body, this time on Tingy. This is what Altamont's going to do. I think they found some way to start playing their game a little bit more, and that is they're going very aggressively into the paint right now, and they're going to put the Rebels in foul trouble, trying to earn it from the line and chip away at this thing here.
And that's Haiti Pugmire's third foul. And I've been watching the coaches for the Longhorns talking to Lakin Murray, looking at her eyes, she took a hard shot from Darlene Peterson. Doesn't look like she's going to come back into the game.
2 free throws, perfect from the line there for Altamont. Long pass, right side corner. Argyle just above her fingertips. Kick out. Right side, Grohl for 3 in front of the band. That one's good.
Just
Cassidy
a 2.
Grohl must have stepped right on the line. It was really close. Inside, Shiner floating, too short. Was it a 2, Rob? I think
it was just a 2.
I guess it should be 51 then. It says 52 here in the gym. Rebels back on offense. Tingy up and underneath the defender. Right side back to Tingy. Tingy 2 dribbles, picks up her dribble. Has to be bailed out there by Violet Taylor. Violet, who's been working right, goes back to the right after pushing a little bit left. Grohl into the body, no good. Foul on Ellie Argyle. Trying to get that offensive rebound, a little tussle underneath the basket. We're going to get 1 and 1, Rob.
Back to the free throw line.
That's with 20.3 seconds left here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. So fast was to the first half what slow is here to the third quarter. 51-21.
They just took that 3 off, made it a 2.
There you go. And now Altamont making their first 1 and 1. Shiner.
Shiner's been playing well on the board. She's had 7.
And she goes perfect from the line. Here we go. Pushing it right side. Tingy thought about going inside, goes back out to the top. Tingy right side baseline into Violet Taylor. No, this is Argyle. Bad pass, stolen away there by Carter. Long into the arms of Grohl. Bounces it off of her foot. And a foul before the end of the quarter, I think, with probably 0.2 seconds left on number 15, Tingy. 1 and 1, that will be the end of the quarter. So we'll see what they do here. Escobar, 1 being fouled. She has a chance for points. Ooh, just off to the right a little bit. And that was her 1 chance. So that's the end. We'll come back for you. We'll come back for the start of our fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in 30 seconds here on 98.3 The Wildlife on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation on mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the start of our fourth quarter. Rob, we saw a little bit different. What was initially what I thought was going to be a continuation of the first half ended up not being, as more fouls have been called here in the third quarter than combined in the first half by far. And Altamont has been knocking it down from the line, and it's slowed down the Rebel offense to the point where they're not making as many baskets on their offensive end.
And not taking as many shots. It has put the brakes on the intensity or the speed of the game. We'll see what the fourth quarter brings.
Escobar into Abby Long, who's going to go right across the Rich Rebel logo from left to right.
Good news is Lakin Murray's back in the game for the Longhorns.
Back in the game for the Longhorns, and she's going to waste absolutely no time getting a feed there from right to left. Mary Peck giving her a nice little easy layup to get her up and started for the fourth quarter. 51-25. Lamborn over to Smith. Cross-court pass back up to the top here for McKee. Right side, Lutz. Keeping it high and in position. Mackenzie Smith spinning around and throwing that one, I thought, even before her feet were set. Ball goes out of bounds, and Altamont's going to come away with it after she tried to come back and follow her shot. Escobar in here for Peck. Peck, right side, stolen away by Ambria Lutz in the paint. Looking for Lakin Murray. Lutz trapped in the corner, has to pull it away. Jump ball. And we tried to hear Coach Cody Lundgren. I know I heard him.
He was trying to get a timeout.
Timeout before the jump ball.
One of the things the Longhorns have done better in the second half is cut down on the turnovers. They only have 3 where they had 9 in the first half.
Cutting down turnovers. So Coach Lundgren did not get the timeout in. It was a jump ball. It will stay with the Rich Rebels. Lamborn dribbling in, oh goodness, in between her legs, got kicked out of it. And then out for Lutz on the near corner 3. Darlene Peterson hounding Abby Long as she tries to get it across the timeline. Finds an open Lakin Murray. That one's deflected and then collected again by Lakin Murray. Long out here is going to think about the 3 straight away, drive into 3 Rebels, find her teammate who was left alone as 3 Rebels collapsed in on her. Mary Peck comes up with an easy bucket. And on the other end, Lamborn doing the same thing. Altamont collapses in on her on the left side, finds Smith on the right side for an easy bucket. Trading buckets here. 53-27 with 6:10 left here in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Lakin Murray into the arms, partially blocked. And now Mackenzie Smith stealing this one away. Smith outletting to Ambria Lutz. Escobar stealing it away, 2-on-1. Lakin Murray. Hesitation, faked the pass as she had numbers, got Taylor McKee on her heels, and then attacked on the left side and scores. 39-53. Feed from Lamborn, trying to find Mackenzie Smith, who was cutting inside the paint. Ball goes rolling out of bounds, and now the Rebels and Altamont both trying to match each other right now, almost like a chess match. Right now, Rich up in the points department, but it feels like Altamont's taken over the second half a little bit more.
Taylor open for a 3. That does not draw iron.
No good for Taylor McKee on the near side 3. Goes into the arms of Murray. Murray takes it upon herself to get it across the timeline. Dribbles left on the left side wing. Takes the 3. That one off the front of the rim. This time, at least that 3 hit the rim. McKee up for Lamborn. Escobar. And Lamborn. I don't think Lamborn was too keen on that being pit-pocketed from her, so she reached in on Escobar. And is going to foul her as they both swiping at the ball.
4 fouls on Brittany.
4 fouls on Brittany, and here comes the 1-and-1. So what happened in the Altamont backcourt is going to go all the way to the Rich Rebel front. And they're going to get 2 shots at the line. Altamont is. Escobar with her chance for first points of the game.
I think we're missing 2 points for Altamont. I think it should be 53-31.
Escobar. Off to the left, comes out to the right. Lamborn with the defensive rebound. McKee getting that outlet. And Escobar pokes her hand in there, and she's going to get called for the foul. The aggressiveness has picked up a little bit here, Robin. It seems like what was let go in the first half is carried over to the second half, and now either team very aggressive going after the basketball. Lamborn left side, driving left side baseline, and a body foul here on Carter.
This time you commented on it. There you go.
It's just what happens. That's just what happens. Crawford Trough inbound. Taylor McKee in the Altamont baseline goes across all the way. Pitch up to the top of the arc. Ambria Lutz misses the 3, and then Brittany and Darlene Peterson in there. Darlene gets 2 offensive rebounds, gets 2 chances at it, and on the second one, she'll get fouled and sent to the line.
Just numbers 5 and 6 from the free throw line for the Rebels.
Darlene's first one, left hand, no, this time, normally you see one of those when it hits the front, then the back, and then kind of teeters, falls in. This one did not. Still going to stay 53-29, 4:37 left here till the end of regulation. Second one for Darlene, this one long. First one short, second one long, long rebound taken in here by Mary Peck into Long. Long at the very top of the arc into Peck. Back out to Long for three. Straightaway three this time. Off to the right. Shoots out left. Taylor McKee running the floor. Down the right side, sideline, out to the left. Darlene, bottom of the bucket. And it seems like Darlene has a higher percentage, about a foot inside the arc, than she does from the free throw line. Altamont here for Long. Long right on the left elbow, driving in is the middle of a bunch of Rich Rebels. Now out to the right side corner. Darlene putting her foot in there and kicked that one out of bounds. That's definitely a kick for sure. And it will stay with the Rich Rebels.
You get a line change from the Rebels. 5 new players entering in the ball game.
So out onto the court for the Rebels, Grohl, Taylor, Pugmire, Tingy, and Argyle. Feed inside, Shiner working against Argyle. That ball will bounce off of Argyle right on the right side block. As Shiner tried to shuffle right, go left, and the ball bounces off of her. Screen and an inbound here for Lakin Murray. Lakin goes into the paint. Wow.
Nice pass.
Wonderful pass. Lakin Murray finding her teammate Mary Peck as she threaded a needle between 4 Rebels. Altamont up to 31 now. Grohl on the right side wing, dribble, kick out to the very top, now out left for Argyle into Pugmire. Pugmire hit from behind. Lakin Murray going to get called for a foul right on the elbow.
I guess if there's one little hiccup for the Rebels today, it's free throw line. We're only 2 of 6 so far.
Not great, so let's see what Pugmire can do. Pugmire's first one, good. And she earns another one as it is 1-1. Second one for Pugmire. Rolls out. Rattles out. Here comes Thacker. Going down the right sideline in front of the media bench, goes left now. Right hand dribble in front of Grohl. Driving right to the right elbow. Kicking out to the right side wing. Shiner has nowhere to go inside as the Rebels are implementing a man look. Pugmire steps right in front of Long, and that's another body foul.
I believe that may be her 4th.
Pugmire's 4th foul? Yes. We are confirming it on our board here. So, Abby Long will go to the line. 3:14 left here before regulation. The Rebels comfortably up at the moment. Right now it's about, getting the offensive flow going, getting things back for Altamont. Abby Long, good on the first one. Abby Long rolling the ball, keeping it in her fingertips nice and steady. Second one off the front of the rim, no good. Ellie Argyle, ball up for grabs on the right side baseline, throws it out, and Tingy and company. The little wrestling match leads to the ball ending up in the arms of Thacker in her own back court. Thacker driving into the paint, into the arms of Pugmire. Grohl stealing it away. Down the left side sideline and then pulling it back out. Nobody around here. Violet Taylor strolling across the timeline. Fakes right, goes left, now goes right. Tingy. Cross-court pass to Grohl on the left side, back up to the top. Tingy now right side corner. Argyle finds Pugmire alone. Spinning, good post move by Pugmire as she spun to her right. Right in the middle of the paint, 3 feet away, put it off the glass and in. 58-32. And I got to say this, Rob. I was watching the JV game before this as well, and it really impressed me the work that Pugmire has put in as a sophomore. You can see that she has a lot of potential, a lot of qualities to her that I think Coach Lundgren really enjoys and really likes.
I'm impressed with the skills they've got in the post.
And I mean, I say Pugmire specifically, but what I mean to say is everybody's been doing such a really good job.
Ellie Argyle and Haiti Pugmire, Darlene Peterson, they have some good moves in the paint, as well as Mackenzie Smith.
Everybody seems very, very good. And I think the 9-8 score right now is very, or the record is very deceiving, because the Rich Rebels have played very high classification teams And they're doing very well in region right now. So it's just impressive. I would not want to face them during the playoff time if this is what they're looking like right now. Argyle, good. As she got an offensive rebound and then went back for more. Got fouled, puts in the first free throw attempt, up and good. Argyle this time out to the left. Pugmire tracking it down on the far corner. Back inside, Thacker bounces it off of her hands, ends up in the arms of Argyle on the right side wing. Back cut by Violet Taylor. Taylor loses the basketball in the paint. Long, feeding it down the court. Lakin Murray high, as she was expecting to hit the backboard, but it did not. Violet Taylor bumping into Aspen Thacker right on the far sideline as she worked her way into the offensive set. Another foul. So both teams in the double bonus right now, Rob, with about 1:43 left. This game all but tied up for the Rebels at the moment.
If you're watching this basketball game and you didn't see the scoreboard, you'd have no idea what's going on because the intensity of the game has not changed from tip-off.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. First one good for Violet Taylor, and then she bounces in the second one, 61-32. Independent Software Solutions timeout. It doesn't seem like we've had a lot of those in this game. We'll take it, take a quick breather, come back to you in 30 seconds on 98.3 The Wildlife on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Back here for the conclusion of the game in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Fourth quarter, 1:25 left before the end of regulation. And a travel violation called on Tylee Tingy as she went to come collapse it in on her hand on the right side wing to go across the court, but it slipped out and she took a step and then collected herself. That's a travel. So Altamont with the basketball, just over a minute left. Score currently right now 61-32. The Rebels in the lead. Mary Peck feeding Abby Long. That is a pretty move as Peck turned around on the right side elbow, looked to her left, and saw Long streaking to her left. Threaded the needle, almost like a quarterback, right over the top on a fadeaway. Up and good, and she threw it up with the left hand. 34-61. Tingy and company, I think, are content with just kind of dribbling around and killing this clock right now. Grohl up to Violet Taylor. Taylor kick out for Argyle, and Argyle down the right side baseline up for Pugmire, and it doesn't seem like the Rebels are interested in scoring the basketball right now.
That'll change next year when you have the shot clock. That'll take this option away from you.
Stolen away by Thacker right in front of Grohl, and Thacker goes up and scores. 19 seconds left. Yeah, the score clock is going to make things very interesting for sure. And we get a foul with 11 seconds left here in the ball game. That will go ahead and send Violet Taylor to the line. I believe that this will probably be the very end, at least the last chance for points for the Rebels.
Rebels did a job from the three-point line. 7 of 17, that's 40%. And according to my books, and they're not always perfect, the Longhorns did not have a three-pointer. And when you put 21 points up from the three-point line, that's going to make a big swing.
That is a huge swing. And the Rebels, I think, almost matched their three-point percentage with their free throw percentage today, which is either a very, very bad free throw percentage or a very, very good three-point percentage. Altamont with the desperation heave underneath the basket. That will be your final score. No good. 62. Rebels come out on top 62-36 over the Altamont Longhorns. We'll get ready for the boys game, have an abbreviated post-game show. Come back to you in 30 seconds on 98.3 The Wildlife. They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Nothing makes your...
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back here for the post-game coverage as your Rich Rebel girls beat the Altamont Longhorns here at home 62-36. First off, our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's gourmet sandwiches made fresh every day. Rich came out to an early lead and sat on about a 25-point lead at halftime, if I'm not mistaken, Rob. And then the game kind of progressed and kind of switched a little bit. Altamont slowed it down a little bit, clawed their way back into it, but Rich ending up with a big one at the end of 4. Our halftime score was 39-12. Yeah, so Altamont able to score the most points in the second half. Your final score here, 62-36. That's our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Now's the time for our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Really quickly, we'll go ahead and combine it also with our LSR Refrigerated Player of the Game. So both our Precision Play of the Game and our LSR Refrigerated Player of the Game is going to go to the same individual, Rob.
Mackenzie Smith, she was 3 of 3 in the second quarter from three-point land. So that's the shot of the game, all 3 of those. And the player of the game goes to her as well. 16 points and 5 rebounds. Just inside and outside. She was hard to handle for the Longhorns tonight.
There you go. That is our post-game coverage as we're going to have to dip immediately into the boys. Thank you for joining us here on the girls presentation of Rich Rebel Sports. Now, we'll go ahead, take a quick second, come to you with boys coverage right after this. Welcome, Rich Rebel fans, here to the pregame show for the boys. This is brought to you by Gary Tusher CPA in Montpelier. Have your taxes prepared by a professional that understands personal, business, and agricultural taxes. That's Gary Tusher CPA. Rob, let's go ahead and look at the boys matchup really quickly here for our scene set. Our scene set today brought to you by J-Bar Excavation, the team, the equipment, and the experience to get it done. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph. Stop in today. So let's go ahead and start with the boys, Rob.
Well, the Rebels had, I think, a good experience last night against Mount Vernon from what I was able to watch as I came home from Star Valley, where the freshmen unfortunately came away with a loss. I was impressed that it hasn't been that long ago since they played Mount Vernon in Mount Vernon, and some good changes made by the Rebels. Give credit to the coaches as well as the players. They came out and played a much better game against Mount Vernon. Did a better job on defense especially than they did in the game down there at the academy.
So that is your Rich Rebel boys. Right now, the Rich Rebel boys have one goal in mind. That's trying to keep that home playoff spot, that play-in spot right now. Currently, they're in the right position to do that at 16, I believe. I don't know what the cutoff is. I think it's 15-16 or something like that in there. We'll have to clarify that, but that's what Coach Corney has talked about consistently. Let's talk about the Altamont boys. 7-9, 4-3 in region. The Altamont Longhorns are coming off of back-to-back wins against ICS, but they're reeling from a big loss 2 days ago against Real Salt Lake Academy. They lost 83-24. So Altamont probably has blood on the mind. They want to come back into this right now. The Longhorns are a step above Rich in region standings as well as in the RPI. And here's the statistic for you, Rob. The Longhorns are 1-24 all-time against the Rich Rebels. Their first win coming against the Rebels a couple weeks ago in Altamont.
Altamont's known for their wrestling program, not for their basketball program. And that was a shocker to me when Rich went out to Altamont and came away with a loss. So the Rebels know what they have on their hands. Hopefully, again, like they did against Mount Vernon, they'll make some adjustments, come away with a win.
I think it just goes to show how impressive Altamont has been this year. And kind of the step in the right direction Altamont's been going. The Rich Rebels, Altamont Longhorns battling it out to see who's going to be in third place in region play. Right now they're 3-4. They could flip-flop, or Altamont could separate a little bit more space in between the two teams, and that's going to make a big difference come state playoff time. Let's go ahead, take a 30-second break, come back to you after this message from J-Bar Excavation.
Whether you're looking for gravel, sand, topsoil, rock, or other materials for your excavation or landscaping project, trust the experienced, knowledgeable team at J-Bar Excavation, specializing in sale and delivery of the materials you need to finish your project. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to help you create exactly what you're looking for. J-Bar does quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call J-Bar Excavation today, 435-793-5855. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to the town of coldest temps and warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing that a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Savey and council members Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and Monica Schultes, with clerk Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Welcome back to our Gary Tusher CPA pregame show. We just heard from J-Bar Excavation on our scene set. Now is the time for us to hear from the town of Woodruff and our outstanding student interview. Not a student this week, Rob, but rather I got to catch up with Chris Woods, who has had his hands full with a lot of seniors in the pep band and the musical.
It's getting crunch time for the musical. Tickets are now on sale, so you can go onto the school district's website and purchase tickets for the musical Into the Woods.
Chris Woods works for the Rich School District, and at the Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals and that every person is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners. We believe that a quality education makes the difference. These beliefs are reflected in graduates who are college and or career ready. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities, pep band, sports, either one of those or anything else. The Rich School District providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student. Let's go ahead and listen to what Mr. Woods has to say about all this musical stuff going on right now.
Rich Rebel fans here on the Coach's Corner, really I should say the musical corner in any way, shape, or form. I'm joined here with Chris Woods, the head of all the musical production here at Rich High School. Mr. Woods, I mean, it's honestly a pleasure to be able to come in, hear the practicing going on here at Rich High School. How in the world did Rich High School say, we want to be different, we want to have this type of band instead of the pep band? How did that happen?
Well, I don't know if... I don't know if Rich High asked for that, but that's certainly what they got when they hired me. So I'm a rock band guy, and so that's why I've sort of shaped and molded the band after my image. And we still do the pep band stuff because that's what it's always been. Much longer than, or a long time before I got here. That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. And then I just like to add the rock band element to it and really encourage kids to sing and learn an instrument. And the band is a great place to do that.
Mr. Woods, I've interviewed a lot of the kids, and a lot of them come up to me and say, one of my favorite classes is being in band. I love being here in the musicals. I like being part of just the atmosphere of the band room. What do you feel like the band room can offer kids that maybe other classrooms or even athletics cannot?
So I think there's inclusion here, and I think it's we work really hard, but it's a pretty fun thing to learn songs and to play them as a band. And so I think kids have a lot of fun doing that. Other things we offer here is to me, it's kind of like a home away from home. Kids can sort of let loose a little bit. It's structured, but it still gives kids a chance to spread their wings a little bit and be loud and be obnoxious the way they want to be, because that's what rock music calls for.
Mr. Woods, I know I mentioned before that the kids absolutely love being part of band. It seems like everybody puts in a pitch to have people come in and along. Do you find it difficult at all to recruit kids to come into band even if they don't have a musical background, or does the word of mouth do it enough?
Yeah, I think word of mouth does it enough, but it's very cyclical. This is the biggest our band has ever been, 14 kids since I've been here. And we've been as small as 4 and 5 kids, but we still try to play the same kind of music. And I just happen to have a group of seniors right now that came in as freshmen. Some of them I've been teaching since 6th grade. And this is their thing, Maybe playing basketball or football doesn't really connect with them, but they just love being here with the guys. And the funny thing about this group of kids is they're all sort of Star Wars geeks and Marvel movie geeks, and so we'll sit around and sometimes we'll just geek out over Star Wars, and man, it's just a great time. So what I would say is it's just cyclical. Some years we're not as plentiful with the kids, and other years we got a lot of kids wanting to be involved. I love it.
Dipping out of the band, I also hear a whole lot about the musical production aspect and how much kids have fun with that. Can you talk to me a little bit about what our production is going to be this year, and what are the kids doing right now to get prepared for it?
So we're preparing to do Into the Woods, which is a play where you have these different Disney characters whose paths and lives converge in a place they call the woods. And so the whole artistic idea is you don't see them at the ball. You don't and see Cinderella. You don't see her very much at her house. You see her running away from different things in the woods, and you'll see Jack and the beanstalk. You'll see the big giant coming through, and we have some really amazing narration that takes place in this play. And so the things that the kids are doing now is we meet once a day during a class time while we go through all of our blocking, and we work on our songs and our lines. And then the kids are on their own. They're working on memorizing their stuff. So after state basketball, that's when we really start hitting it hard. After school practice every day for 2 hours to get ourselves ready for the play.
Mr. Woods, last question that I really have, because I feel like we're going to have more than one chance to talk a little bit about this musical. In general, what would you say to a student that might be a little bit timid, that doesn't have the background? Maybe they've never done a musical before. What do you say to them in terms of the pros? What does it do for you in terms of confidence?
Yeah, so I think the things that the musical offers really are confidence, being able to get up in front of people and sort of be vulnerable in front of people. Another thing that musical offers is just a chance to have a great time with a great group of kids, singing and dancing and then doing some acting. And for the kids who have never done it before, I encourage them to come try out all the time, because some of these kids have talent and they don't even realize they have it. And they have abilities that, they innately have grown up with since they were children. Another thing I really love about the musical for the kids is it helps them develop empathy, especially as they get into the role of another character. It really helps them, see a point of view that maybe they didn't have before.
Chris Woods here, band director, all-around music man here at Rich High School. It's great to catch up with him. Mr. Woods, anything else before we end here today?
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing everybody down at State. The kids in the band are working really hard, and we want to go put on a great show for everybody and give as much energy to the band or to the basketball teams as we can. And then, musical tickets are now on sale. I haven't hung up flyers to advertise for it, but the link is on the district webpage.
Again, Chris Woods here for the musical band. We're going to catch them, and they're going to add an awesome atmosphere and a great element to basketball and on their own with this musical program. We'll catch up more with him later on. Here we go, our starting lineup for Altamont Longhorns. Number 13, Hunter Phillips.
Number 23, Ty Sorensen. And number 24, Dyson Taylor, as well as Jerem 2 and Ethan Hansen. That's your starting lineup for the Altamont Longhorns. Riley Carrillo getting the start today for the Rich Rebels. Special thanks to the town of Lake Town for helping us out, as well as Gary Tusher CPA in Montpelier for allowing us to keep up with our starting lineup here. Riley Carrillo, Jaden Cornea, Hayden Weston, Hunter Pace, and Carter Hoffman. Carter Hoffman has been doing fantastic work as of late for the boys varsity program. He's really come into his own, and he looks very comfortable almost one game at a time as we get ready more and more and deeper into the season. The Lake Town Ledger really quickly here. For the boys, the Rich Rebels are 24-1 all-time versus the Longhorns of Altamont, with the only win for the Longhorns coming this year only a few weeks ago. Interesting as Altamont now getting onto that board. Our tip-off today brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family wishing the Rebels good luck in all that they do. Ty Sorensen and Riley Carrillo to tip it off here to start for this game. Carrillo wins the tip-off, and Hunter Pace able to get it in, and then just was a little bit short on that layup attempt and a travel violation. So a missed layup and a travel violation very quickly here, Rob. We will see as the Rich Rebels will come away with the basketball.
I was impressed with Riley Carrillo able to make a bunny and get his shoe tied again.
That's pretty impressive. Got to be quick on your feet. Okay, so the actual start of the game, it feels like now. Jaden Cornea crossing the timeline, going from left to right. All whites for the Rich Rebels. Carter Hoffman as we get into our first quarter today. Up to the top of the arc, Hunter Pace dribbles once to the right, kicks it out to Hoffman on the right side, looks inside for Carrillo. Carrillo corrals it and is double teamed. Bodies falling onto the basketball. They're not going to call anything quite yet, and by my surprise, Dyson Taylor able to avoid the travel and get it out there to his teammate. Ethan Hansen at the top of the arc goes left here for Taylor. Back to Taylor on the left side wing inside. 2 out to the left. Phillips driving off the glass. Bunny no good. Short. Cornea getting the outlet from Hayden Weston off the defensive rebound. Carrillo collapsed in the paint. Into Weston, who has position, and he's going to get fouled from behind. One thing that I talked about last night, Rob, was I don't know what it is about Hayden Weston. I think it's a double pump as he's in the air, but he gets people to whack him on the arm a lot.
And he has very soft touch. He's been a good shooter.
And he's going to knock down the first one. First points of the game are going to go to Hayden Weston at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Hayden Weston coming up again.
And usually when you're making a move in the paint, the defender is usually pretty anxious to try to do something, so that pump fake has served him well.
It has served him well, and he's going to go perfect from the line, so he earned it. Phillips on the left side wing, out there to Sorensen on the near corner, back to Phillips on the left side. Keeping the ball in his right hand, up to the top, Dyson Taylor. Out to the right side in front of the Rich Rebels. Taylor getting a feed from the right side wing, gets it up back to the top. 2, thought about the 3 straight away, decides to pull it back out. Right inside the half circle, right side. Taylor in for Hansen. Good ball movement by the Altamont Longhorns. They're not settling for bad shots. Thought about it, Hansen driving into the body, and a offensive rebound. Sorensen stripped as he went up the second time. An offensive rebound, and Sorensen got whacked. 2 shots coming up for Tice Sorensen, the junior. So Altamont wearing all red, black accents, a little bit different from what their girls were wearing. Sorensen dancing on front of the rim. It falls. Good on that first free throw attempt. Sorensen spinning the ball in his hands. Straight as a statue, bends at the knees, puts it up, this time off to the left. Hayden Weston with another defensive rebound. Carter Hoffman, right side, back up to the top for Cornea. So Cornea and Hoffman, I've seen a lot of progression, as well as Hunter Pace. These kids have been progressing throughout the year. They've gotten only better and better. Weston for three, bricks, just a tad too far. That was a good look for Hayden Weston as he got a feed from the right side up to the top of the arc.
I'm glad he took the shot.
That was a good, that's a green light for me. It looked good coming off of his hands, just didn't go in. 2 into Sorensen, pump fake, spinning far. That would have been a great move for Sorensen on the left side block. He had 2 Rebels up in the air, spun around and threw it up with the right hand baby hook, but it did not fall. Rich Rebels here on offense. The score is 2-1. Hoffman right side in front of the media table. Carrillo now out to the left side, feeding in. Hoffman, 2 and Hoffman both going at it. 2 steals this one away. Ball bouncing off the forehead of Hunter Pace as it was punched out from behind. 2 was driving into the paint. Turnover on Altamont, and the Rebels come away with the steal. Left side, Pace. He's going to get a screen from Weston. Gets cut off by Sorensen. Weston had the pick and roll option, and it's going to bounce off of his hands.
Not very good when you have more turnovers than points.
Nope. Sometimes that does happen. And you know what? Maybe they needed to get Hayden in the same line with Riley when they were doing some wide receiver drills back in the fall. That could have helped out a little bit. Hayden Weston usually very solid catching those things, though. Phillips on the left side is going to get a screen from Sorensen, go up to the top of the arc, and then drive down the paint. Kicks it back out for Taylor. Taylor against Carrillo. 3 taken on the left side, off the front of the rim, no good. Another defensive rebound by Hayden Weston. That's at least 3, and then an over-the-back call there by Hunter Phillips.
That is his 3rd rebound.
And I believe he's the only one that's been getting rebounds so far.
Riley's got 1.
It's pretty easy. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, it's pretty easy to count to 3 when it's been only Hayden Weston. 4:30 left here in our first quarter. Free throws have been the only points scored in this game by either team, and right now this is an important matchup between the Rich Rebels and Altamont. They're sitting very similarly in the RPI as well as in region standings. This is going to have implications that make waves throughout into the state playoffs in the rest of February. Cornea, right side Hoffman, guarded by Phillips. He's going to dribble twice left at the top of the arc, crossover right. Hoffman has nowhere to go, gives it to Carrillo. Resetting of the offense back up to the top. Right in front of the half circle, Cornea backs up on the Rich logo, trying to get some boys freed up into some space. Hoffman, left side, back up to the top, Cornea. Feeding Carrillo, left side elbow with his back to the basket. Drives to the left, back to the right, floating, fadeaway to the far, too far to the right. Ball missed. Tracked down, and Carrillo, who was putting in a lot of concerted effort to track it down, it's going to bounce off of his forearm and go out of bounds in the far right corner.
It's going to be interesting when the shot clock takes effect next year, what that would do to that possession for the Rebels.
I do not know. It's going to have to be a survive and adapt kind of situation for a lot of teams.
Trey Walker and Carson Muirbrook into the game for the Rebels.
3:26 left in the first quarter. Only 3 points scored combined between these two teams. Here we go. Ty Brown.
Into the game for the Longhorns.
Right side jumper, elbow. That one's good by Dyson Taylor. And now Altamont's taking the lead up by 1. Cornea bouncing off of defenders. Hunter Pace steps back, feeds Carrillo, and Carrillo got behind his defender, and that thing was on a laser right inside to the paint for Carrillo. An assist from Hunter Pace at the top. 4-3. Another jumper taken. Carson Muirbrook wrangling it off the board. Long rebound. Wolf coming in. Trey Walker floating. That one short. No good. Timeout taken by Altamont. This is the first Independent Software Solutions timeout. We'll go into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. What have you seen so far, Rob, that's been interesting? Something you expected?
Well, I'm going to actually go a different direction. While we got the fan cam going, I'm going to give you an update on the wrestlers.
Yes, good idea.
The boys are down at state. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of good news. Austin Van Soyk won his first match. Unfortunately, he lost his second. Levi Stonehouse and Jacob Downing, both at 120, lost their first matches. Lucas Stonehouse at 126 lost his match. Dallas Van Soyk at 132, another loss. 157, Riker Conk won the first match, but unfortunately he lost 8-4 in the second match. The bright spot, Eli Brooks has won his first match with a pin in 56 seconds, and in 2 minutes and 45 seconds won his second match. So he'll be heading into the championship match tomorrow.
Impressive work. Thank you so much to our Bear Lake Realty fan cam for giving us that wrestling update there. Altamont's going to go ahead and start off with this basketball coming out of the break. Inside, a block on Sorensen. That's Trey Walker who climbed the rope. Denied it inside the paint. Denied it inside the paint. Trey Walker on the right side, getting a screen from Carrillo out to the right corner. Cornea inside, ball tipped out and deflected. Trey, who threw a dangerous pass, ends up tracking it back down at the half circle and giving a little handoff to Cornea. He's going to go out to the left, pace, screen from Carson Muirbrook. Muirbrook left alone, and Pace, as he was dribbling right, did not see Carson on his backside, who was left wide open on the pick and roll. Just a missed opportunity there for the Rebels and a turnover as that ball goes out the baseline.
More than just a little bit of mustard on that pass. Too hot to handle for Jaden.
Left side here for Altamont, working up against Trey Walker was
4 points.
4 points. What a move by Altamont, and that thing dances on the rim after a drive by Ethan Hansen. Ethan Hansen driving now right side baseline. Feeding it off, sucking in the defense, giving it to Taylor. Taylor cashes in. Carson Muirbrook left elbow, back to the basket, driving inside the paint. Another turnover, loses the basketball. Altamont up 5-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor driving around the defense into the paint, kick out to the left. Ty Brown, pump fake, gets Trey Walker in the air. And now the ball makes its way onto the other side of the court. 2. Back to Ty Brown on the near corner. Ball in a shooting position. Up to the top 2, right side Taylor. Wing into the paint. Dribbles back out, Sorensen. No points, and I mean, it's been quite a while, and I think we heard from our Altamont coach that they're going to go ahead, dribble this out, get the last shot here from the end of the first quarter. Dribbling left, spinning, stealing away. 3 seconds, Trey Walker had time, and Trey knew it. Gives his coach a nod as he missed that heave. He threw that ball with about 4 seconds left, and I think what he heard was maybe a couple people saying, oh goodness, we had a couple seconds left, and he threw it. Oh my goodness, a full court heave. Could not have been closer for Altamont as that thing bounced inside of the hoop and out. My goodness. End of 1. Altamont up 5-4. Cody Olsen, Rob Leifson, and Melissa Olsen coming to you live from Randolph. Come back to you in 30 seconds on 98.3 The Wildlife.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Coming now into the start of our second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Rob Leifson, Cody Olsen coming to you live here from Randolph as the Rich Rebels down by 1 point. Altamont up 5-4 at the end of 1. Rob, what I've seen so far has been good ball movement, but it doesn't seem like Altamont wants to get a good shot, and they're not going to settle for anything less. Rich has been driving, trying to get a good shot, and have lost the basketball multiple times on turnovers.
Not the prettiest first quarter I've seen.
So Ty Brown dribbling into the paint, blocked by Trey Walker. And that ball will go rolling out the baseline. Trey came in up and over the top. Got his palm on the ball, and it just kind of rolled off out of bounds. Good defensive play. Riley Carrillo and Trey Walker have come out. Nate Woods
and Noah Perry
have come into the game. Sorensen driving against Muirbrook. Fade away after a couple pumps. Muirbrook, good defense on Sorensen. Cornea out to the left side. Pace couldn't hold on to it. Another turnover. Is it jitters, Rob? Is it butter on the basketball? What could it be?
Coach Cornea did show the basketballs to me earlier in the week. They're a little bit different color. We talked about the old ABA basketballs that were red, white, and blue. They were pretty to watch when the rotation was going on.
That's very true. Here comes Taylor driving up against Nate Woods. Deflected out the baseline again. Another inbound coming up for Altamont. Up to the top, 2, finds himself alone, drives in the lane, right side elbow, back up to the top, 2. Left side now for Hansen. Gets a screen from a teammate, floats it out, kicks it out for Taylor. Taylor pumps, does not get pace to bite. Now drives in the lane and floats. Ball again up in the air, bouncing. Good athleticism by Hunter Pace as he flung his body out of bounds out of his own baseline, took the ball in his hands and threw it off of the thigh of an Altamont Longhorn to keep possession. Cornea right side for Nate Woods. Nate, good to see him in the game. He nailed a three-pointer against Mount Vernon. Want to see more of those as Nate has the swagger to definitely do it. Cornea left side, back up to the top for Hunter Pace. Resetting the offense now, little dribble handoff, and now we're going to see bodies moving around, stolen away. Ty Brown reads Cornea, goes all the way, and a foul. Cornea does not let Brown get an easy bucket on that one, and that was just a loft out to the right side wing that was easily picked off by Ty Brown of Altamont.
8th turnover in the game, not a good start.
Not good. I know, quite frankly, considering where the Rebels are at right now, they're going to be spoken to by Coach Cornea, and considering that they've had that many turnovers and they're only down by 1 point, I'd consider it very lucky. Ty Brown, front back and in, up by 2, Altamont. Riley Carrillo to check in here. Comes in for Carson Muirbrook. Our scoreboard hasn't updated, but it's definitely 6-4. Ty Brown, second attempt. That one good. So 7-4, your reading. Jaden Cornea out to the left side. Nate Woods looking as movement inside the paint. Sorensen fronting Carrillo, denying anything. Now Hunter Pace on the top, inside the half circle, is going to drive right. Give it to Cornea on the left side. Screen from Carrillo. Pick and roll. Riley stuttered, had a lane. I think he could have taken it easily without getting any extra work, but instead he stuttered, pump faked, and then got fouled on the arm after missing the layup.
Yeah, he had an open lane. I'm not sure if he realized that, but he held up.
First Bear Lake Realty free throw up and good for Riley Carrillo. What percentage of the points scored in this game have been free throws, Rob?
Well,
a lot.
That's
I'll tell you that
3
much.
out of 5.
And that's just for the Rebels. Second one, now 4 for Riley Carrillo. 7-6, Altamont in the lead. Ethan Hansen goes right. Ty Brown. Back to Hansen. Cornea trying to get on him. Drives right side baseline. Loses the basketball. Ethan Hansen. Turnover for Altamont. Out the back line. Here come the Rebels. Across the timeline, Cornea goes right first to Hunter Pace. Keeping it. Stutters left. Goes right side baseline. Floats it up in the air and good. It's a very aggressive move by Hunter Pace to take the lead. Now 8-7 for the Rich Rebels. Jordan 2. Go ahead, Rob.
Coach Cornea has his sweater vest on, and that's supposed to be our good luck charm.
That is the good luck charm. Wolf behind Hunter Pace decides to pick it up. Very smart of him to do so as he was listening to his coach and bench. Defensive rebound for the Rebels. Now they're on offense. Nate Woods, right side elbow up to the top for Carrillo. A lot of dribble screen and a rejection by Ethan Hansen, stealing that one away from Cornea. Hansen's going to go right. Out to Ty Brown on the far corner. Fake screen by Sorensen. Sorensen gets a wide base, misses that jump around again. Sorensen's been a little cold doing that move there tonight. He's gone to it a couple times, and he's had not the success that he's wanted getting that to fall. Nate Woods here up to Carrillo. Cornea Redo again. Cornea finds a lane. Gets fouled by Sorensen, going up for the layup. He'll go to the line. 4:41 left here in our Stacy's Repair second quarter. 4 fouls given up by Altamont, 2 by the Rich Rebels. Cornea with shooting foul. First attempt coming up.
Second foul on Sorensen.
Cornea bricks that one off to the right. No good. Hayden Weston to check into the game and gives Noah Perry a breather.
Great rebound by Noah on that last possession.
Was. Redemption shot coming up, and I believe that Hoffman might come in for Cornea on the shooter. Makes that one. Rebels go up by 2, 9-7. Check that. Hoffman's going to come in for Nate Woods. Nate's going to come on out. Out onto the court. Cornea, Hoffman, Pace, Carrillo, and Weston. 2, breaking the press as the Rebels went into a full court press to try and shake things up a little bit. Altamont handles it nicely. 2, pointing with his left finger, gets a screen from his teammate, kicks it out to the left side. In the corner, Phillips, another screen. Phillips working up against Hayden Weston, gets Weston up in the air, and that ball with a friendly bounce ties the game up, 9 apiece. 4:15 left here before halftime in what is a very hard-fought game between these two teams. Hoffman goes up to the top for Hayden Weston. Weston at the top of the arc now goes right. Pace, crossover dribble, right side elbow. What would have been a very pretty pass. Stolen away by Hunter Phillips, who put his arm in the lane. Strip from behind. Cornea able to get his arm right in the right position. Hoffman splitting hairs. Hunter Pace has had a few very impressive assists. This time he finds Hoffman on a dead sprint in between a couple defenders, and that puts the Rebels up by 2. We'll go ahead, take a quick timeout, come back to you in 30 on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back here again for the continuation of our Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rob, we just noticed a little bit of a disparity in field goal attempts made here in the first half. Want to care to touch up on it?
Well, the Rebels have only put up 8 shots from the floor so far, and the Longhorns have put up 18, so more than double what the Rebels have put up. Obviously, we're being very patient, trying to work the ball around. Again, I keep thinking, what is this going to look like next year with a shot clock?
No kidding. It's gonna be interesting, and that's a word that's a very safe word to use for sure. Inbound here as another press implemented by the Rich Rebels. Hoffman tries to give 2 some fits, and he's going to go ahead and split the double team right across the middle of the half court into their offense. Phillips fakes left on the left side wing, gets a screen from his teammate. Up to the right side, Taylor. Branson Hartman is also in the game. Phillips almost loses the basketball on the right side elbow. Left side elbow. Taylor calling the shots, getting people in position. Phillips back to Taylor, now left side 2. Rebels moving in a fluid motion in offense, and just an aggressive play that doesn't pay off. A foul over the back, I believe, on Cornea.
Actually, they gave it to Carter Hoffman.
They gave it to Carter Hoffman.
Should have been on Cornea.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, Carter Hoffman tried to clean up things afterwards, and another inbound coming up. Ethan Hansen standing out the baseline. Taylor, guarded by Hoffman, dribbles back up to the top of the arc and works his way to the right. Phillips in the far corner, looking inside, faking, cross-court pass, stolen away. Riley Carrillo tracking it down, sprinting, gets it back to Hayden Weston. Weston, Hoffman, too many passes as there was an open lane, but a foul bails them out. Rob, I don't know about you, but a couple people had a chance to drive that in pretty easily, but decided to be unselfish and get another look at it.
I hope that's unselfishness and not hesitation, because Coach Corney has talked about sometimes when things aren't going well, the players don't want to be the one that's going to take the miss. They want to get rid of it to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, I think if I were to diagnose it, I think it was – I want to believe that it was unselfish play, trying to find a secondary cut. That would have been easier, but they had a couple easy shots at it. First shot missed by Carter Hoffman. Second Bear Lake Realty free throw good. So 50% on that trip for Hoffman, and now the Rebels are up 12-9 with 2:49 left here in the second quarter. Ethan Hansen, again, breaking the press break. Stolen away by Hunter Pace. Diving at the knees and popping it off a foot. Rebels with the basketball. Weston at the top of the arc goes to the left for Cornea. Cornea trying to make some space, gives it to Pace. Weston, double pump. And a foul on Riley Carrillo. Well, Riley Carrillo got fouled after the offensive rebound. Hayden Weston did his little double pump, partially blocked, went off the backboard. Riley Carrillo comes screaming in, tries to put it back, and he gets fouled.
It worked in the girls' game, so I want to make a call. I think it's about time for a Hunter Pace 3-ball.
Oh, boy. We'll see. First, you're going to get a first free throw made by Riley Carrillo.
That's the third foul on Sorensen.
Third foul on Sorensen. So Sorensen finds himself in a little bit of foul trouble here before halftime. Second attempt off the forehead of Carrillo. Looking good, 14-9, and now a 5-point lead for the Rebels. Ty Brown out here, Taylor. Just out of the reach as it crosses half court, right in front of Riley Carrillo. Branson Hartman tracks it in. Taylor, left side, 2. Drives left side baseline, gets it back to Taylor on the right side. Now over to the left, Hansen. Right hand dribble into the corner for Dyson Taylor. It seems like Dyson Taylor is the man calling the shots, and he's got the ball a lot of where they go. They seem to really want to go to him. 2 on the left side, feeding in. Steal by Hayden Weston, wrestling that thing away. Hoffman in between a couple Altamont Longhorns. Threw it up in an awkward off-balance position, and it's going to be another foul on Altamont.
So far, the Rebels are 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Correct that. 8 of 10.
First one missed by Hoffman. He did it last time. So we'll see if he repeats what he did. He could go 50%, missed the first one. Hayden Weston to get checked out, and he got a big steal that led to this foul for an opportunity for points. Carson Muirbrook has come in. Hoffman, good, 50%. 15-9, 1:42 left before halftime. Altamont has not broke the double-digit mark. I say that, and they're going to do it right here.
You called it.
Ethan Hansen in here to 2 on the left side, back to Hansen, now right side Taylor. Taylor keeping it in a safe position as the Altamont's working around the horn. And the Rich Rebels, good transition, good flow in their offense, in their defensive zone. Taylor for 3. Long offensive rebound by 2. 2 puts that one back, and a foul there called on one of our Rich Rebels. That one's on Riley Carrillo, on a Rich Rebel. Riley Carrillo called for a foul. That's going to send Jerem 2 to the line. And just as I spoke into existence, Jerem 2. First free throw attempt up and good.
His first points of the ball game.
And now, double-digit mark hit by Altamont. Second one up and good. 15-11. Hoffman in front of the Rebel audience on the far sideline, gives it back to Cornea, crossover, now back to the left Pace. Looking, finding Carrillo at the top of the arc. Cornea driving into the paint, gives it to Hoffman. Hoffman left elbow, back up to Cornea. So, little bob and weave. It's a screen. This offense is very simple that the Rich Rebels run. It is a very weave-like. It's a on-ball screen. It's a pick and roll. I mean, it's not necessarily super complicated, but it looks so. Good back cut by Cornea. That was beautiful on the far side. Carson Muirbrook kept his eyes up and was able to find Jaden Cornea on the far corner, back cut his man, and find an easy bucket, laying it up with the right hand. 17-11, 17 seconds left before halftime. Taylor back here to the right side, Hansen. Taylor at the top of the arc, now dribbling left. 2, Taylor. Hansen. Altamont's got to get a shot off. Taylor finally takes it on the left side, off the front of the rim, no good. An attempted tip after the buzzer, so your halftime score here in Randolph. Rich up 17-11, and we'll come back to you in just a moment's time for our halftime show. The second quarter was brought to you by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. We'll come back to you in just a moment here on 98.3 in a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports. Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments, no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often. Welcome into the halftime show brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. It is a tradition of my wife to get something every time we come into Randolph. It is super duper good. I love it too as well. Rob Leifson joining me here in the booth for our update at halftime. Our station main scoreboard reading reads 17-11. Rich in the lead. The Crawford Trough sponsoring our halftime show today. And our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph. Rob, what have we seen so far that's really sticking out to you on the stat sheet?
Well, if you would have told me that the Rebels are going to shoot 40% from the field, I'd say we got a good shot to be in the lead. But unfortunately, we've only taken 10 shots from the floor. So you've only put up 2 3-pointers, and you're 4 of 8 from 2. The good news is they're 9 of 12 from the free throw line, which is 75%. and you're out rebounding the Longhorns 14-8. Riley Carrillo with 4 boards and Payson Weston with 3. Sorensen for the Longhorns has got 3 as well. Unfortunately, the stat that jumps off the page at me is the 10 turnovers from the Rebels have not done a good job taking care of the ball, which is why you don't have very many shot attempts. Altamont's got 7 turnovers themselves. They are picking up their points from the free throw line and from the paint. Unfortunately, they have not hit a three-pointer from either side, so I'm going to call it. Whoever gets hot from beyond the arc, they're going to take the game.
There you go. You've heard it here first from Rob Leifson, and believe me, he speaks truth. He speaks truth. So, Rob, one thing that I noticed as well as maybe perhaps others that have been watching this broadcast or listening over the airwaves is the fact that Altamont, not necessarily, I wouldn't say that Rich has been running away with this right now. The difference in the game right now is that a couple shots have fallen for the Rich Rebels and a couple shots have not fallen for Altamont. This is not a point disparity that you should feel necessarily comfortable with if you're the Rich Rebels, or you should feel concerned with if you're Altamont. You're in this game, absolutely.
Yeah, you're only down 6, so 2 possessions, you're there.
And, the halftime highlights as we get a half-court shot here, earning some Mountain Dew. Good stuff. I always love to see that kind of stuff. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left before halftime. We'll take our second break here at halftime, come back to you for what really could help these teams. Rob touched up on it a little bit. We'll capitalize on it when we come back here in a minute or so on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 The Wildlife.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Now you've got a safe and secure place to store your boat, RV, ATVs, and other vehicles right in town. T-Bar Body Shop offers storage for just $35 per month. Long and short-term storage options are available. Of course, T-Bar Body Shop also offers custom bodywork when you have an accident. We work with your insurance directly and get the job done right. T-Bar Body Shop offers a wide range of services. Stop in today and see all the ways T-Bar can serve you. 515 County Road, Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
As high school sports fans, we know that sometimes you have to drive a long way to get to the next game. If you find yourself on the side of the road, remember that Freeway Tire in Evanston offers service calls and roadside assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a great idea to have your vehicle serviced, tires checked, and oil changed to make sure it's in top shape before your next long drive. Visit Freeway Tire today, your locally owned and operated tire shop. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back to the conclusion of our halftime show today, brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. As we continue now for the conclusion of our halftime show. I mean, Rob, we saw a incredible shot, longest shot of the day by a Mr.
Conrad Carrillo. That would be Riley's younger brother. And he hit it from the R for a 12-pack of Mountain Dew.
What a steal. What a win for Conrad Carrillo, a candidate for our precision play of the game. For sure. Rob, final seconds ticking off before we get into our third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Right now, I can't say particularly that either team is dominating, but I think you nailed it on the head. I think the first team to develop a consistent three ball and the first team to clean up those turnovers are going to be head and shoulders above the other as we continue this second half.
Those are the two stats I'm going to watch for: turnovers and three-point shooting.
So we'll keep a nice little eye on that, as I think those two stats are really going to tell a story here. We dip into our Bear Lake Realty fan cam for the final time today in this doubleheader between Altamont and the Rich Rebels. The girls winning their game earlier in the day against the Altamont Longhorns. It was a really good one for the Rich Rebels. They went out early off of a very intense game, and now that intensity has carried over into the boys' game for a considerable amount of time. And the difference between the girls' game and the boys' game right now is that the girls put it in the basket, and neither really of these teams, whether it be a lack of shots being put up or the ball not going in the basket in the case of Altamont, it's just not been a whole lot of points.
We probably should give a shout out as well to the JV game. The girls took care of the Lady Longhorns before this one, and the boys are trying to get the hat trick. Freshman won, JV boys won, and we'll see what the varsity comes away with.
All right, all comes down to this is now we're going to get ready for our third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your next vacation an epic one. To remember, rentals in Bear Lake, call 435-946-EPIC, 435-946-3742. You take a snowmobile out on top of Bear Lake right now, probably.
Just do a little ice fishing on your snow machine.
Just don't go out too far, right? Here we go into the third quarter. The Rebels will start off with the basketball. Cornea right in front of the student section. Hunter Pace has that one deflected, collects it in his own back court as it rolled back there and scrolls across the timeline. Goes out to the right for Trey Walker, drives right side baseline, gets cut off, and the ball's up for grabs, another turnover. So, turnover again for the Rich Rebels. Altamont looking to capitalize. The first team here to really get momentum going is going to come away with points. Long three, left alone. Scored by Taylor of Altamont. So, Rob, we said it. A turnover by Rich and a three-pointer by Altamont, and now you're within three.
Not a good sign if you're looking for the Rebels.
Here we go, Rebels trying to answer back as they don't want to dip into that kind of funk that was holding them down in the first quarter. They want to score fast. They want to score well, highly proficient. Left side, Trey Walker keeping it on his right hip. Faked it left, goes up to the top for Carrillo, right inside the half circle. Hunter Pace with what I would say is a pretty decent farmer's tan. It's pretty nice. Cornea out on the left. Back up to the top, Hayden Weston. Altamont not giving anything, and a turnover again as a back cut by Hunter Pace.
Hayden thought he was going to back cut, and Hunter changed his mind. So
yep, just not on the same page. And
Coach Cornea wants to talk about it.
Yep, quick timeout before things get out of hand. We'll take it as well here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Come back to you in 30.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Coming back out of the timeout, the Rich Rebel boys have taken a quick breather after 2 turnovers and a 3 given up. Altamont capitalizing in a full court press implemented here. A little trap across the line, Sorensen. Crossing here and giving it out to 2 on the left side. Right up at the top, Phillips. Out to the right side, Hansen. Now on the right side baseline, back up to the top, Phillips. Left side, 2 for 3. Off the iron, no good, bouncing up in the air. And Sorensen and Carrillo battle for the basketball 2 feet outside of the court, out the baseline. And Sorensen's the last one to touch it. So, Rebels come up with the basketball. Nate Woods has checked in for Trey Walker. Cornea strolling across the R from right to left. Pace on the right side, getting on top of the volleyball with the R right in front of the student section. Another turnover, 3 turnovers by the Rich Rebels. And now Taylor driving up against Cornea, leaves that one really long, as I think Taylor was expecting at least contests at the basket. Kick out for Nate Woods. Nate driving in Throwing that off the front of the iron, a missed shot. So a missed shot and 3 turnovers by the Rich Rebels. They haven't scored anything here. 2 on the far corner, back up to the top. Hansen inside Taylor, right in front of the left elbow, back up to the top. 1 hop dribble, spinning into the lane. Left side 2, left open. Decides not to take the 3. Inside Taylor, a little hop, skip, jump, floater, and a cleanup. Sorensen missed the putback. Cornea rips it off the glass. 5:20 left here. Rebels holding on to a 3-point lead. Let's go to Nate Woods on the right side. Nate keeping his right pivot foot up to the top for Carrillo. Screen cut, and Cornea driving into Phillips. Phillips has a look of disbelief, puts his arms up there, but I believe that that drive caused a little bit of a contact, had our officials call something there, and it's going to bring Cornea to the line.
Rebels scored over half their points from the free throw line, so that's where you're going to get them.
If it works, it works. Here's come Cornea for his first attempt. That one's good. Maybe you don't need field goals. You just need free throws. 18-14 for the Rebels.
Unfortunately, that's Sorensen's 4th foul for the Longhorns. He's going to take some time on the bench.
Sorensen. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Cornea goes 2 for 2 from the line. Inside Sorensen, out there to Taylor.
Oh.
Sorensen's still in the game. I don't know who came out. Excuse me for my mess up. Sorensen kick out on the right side elbow for Taylor, who's about a foot behind the line on the left side wing. Now goes to the right. Hansen keeping it high above his head. But Altamont and Rich both not really putting the ball on the floor. They're more content just kind of passing it among themselves. The ball has stayed up in the air at a substantial amount of time, I dare say double-digit seconds, without it being bounced off of the court once. Altamont working up against the zone, and Hayden Weston's going to go up and over the top of a Longhorn with a foul. Another inbound coming up here. Taylor left alone. 3-ball. Good from the left side wing. 19-17. A great movie, but a poor year for in terms of World Wars. Nate Woods probably should have got called for a travel. Shuffled his feet. Long 3 from Hunter Pace. That one's off to the left. Offensive rebound, Carrillo. Carrillo double-teamed right side on the left block. Gives it back to Carrillo. A little spin move. That was beautiful if he was able to put it back. Got his offensive rebound with the putback, and now a foul. Carrillo with the drop step. Looked like picture-perfect textbook post play. As we get a couple MVP chants from our student section for Riley Carrillo. Outstanding young man and a wonderful athlete. He has a chance here for 2 points at the line. Knocks down the first one. (20-17), 3 minutes, just under 4 minutes actually here in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Second one bounces off the front, then the back and in. 21-17. 2 out to Taylor. Taylor's made 2 big threes here in our third quarter, and that's kept Altamont in it. Ty Brown floating it off, and a jumper 15 feet out, no good, on the left side elbow. Nate Woods thought about the 3 on the right side wing. Decides to reset the basketball up here. Cornea, right-hand dribble, left-hand dribble. Pace, who's been quiet in this game, has had a few wonderful assists, had a chance for one there, finally gets it to him late. Carrillo waits as Ty Brown sails over the top of his head, waits right on there on the block, and then puts it up. A good little score from Riley Carrillo.
Credit the Altamont defense, because Hunter's really not had any open looks for the threes.
Nope. Perimeter defense by Altamont has been very good, not letting Hunter Pace shoot anything right now. Unfortunately, that leaves a couple holes in the defense for Riley Carrillo, as he's been able to pick his way inside for some easy buckets and points in the paint. Ping pong off a couple different Altamont players, ends up in the arms of Taylor. Taylor goes right into the body of Hunter Pace, and Hunter's going to get called for a foul. Shooting foul coming up here. And Taylor's going to go ahead and find himself a chance for 2 at the line. Carter Hoffman set to check in, as well as Noah Perry. Taylor, perfect on the first one. You know, it's very interesting. The Rebels shot 45% from the field last time these two teams met, and I believe that they were outscored by a substantial margin. And it had to do probably that they weren't getting up as many shots. They're kind of in the same position here, except this time they're up 23-18, pending the shot there by Taylor, make that 23-19. A 23-19 for all of you Monsters, Inc. fans out there. Nate Woods pointing with his left hand, right hand dribble, getting some people in position. Carson Muirbrook, Carter Hoffman, Nate Woods, and Noah Perry in the game. Feeding inside, Carson. Faked left, went right, rolled out, no good. That was a wonderful move by Carson Muirbrook, and that one just did not fall. Carson has a very keen sense of post work and some footwork that works for him very well. Here comes Altamont, trying to capitalize off of the missed attempt by Carson Muirbrook. Right side, Jerem 2. Left side, feeding in, Ty Brown up into the arms. Good defense. Carter Hoffman kept his ground, went straight up, and a missed shot there by Taylor. Hoffman dribbling past Taylor. Hoffman and Taylor tangled up a little bit.
I'm curious to see where the offense is going to come from the Rebels right now. You've got the lone senior Nate Woods, then three sophomores and a freshman.
This is a lineup we haven't seen very often, Rob.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention. We'll see if we can have some offense as your main points are on the bench.
Another turnover as that ball goes right into the arms of an Altamont Longhorn. And then a couple tips, ball goes out the baseline on the Rich Rebel side. Riley Carrillo might have heard you, and he's going to go ahead and check in for Nate Woods. So we got Carrillo, Cornea, Hoffman, Perry, and Muirbrook. 2 at the very top of the arc, gives it to Taylor. This is a close one, Rob. We're only 4-point differential here with about 1:30 left in the game. Ty Brown dribbling in. Was given some space, flew up there, did his best high jump impression, blocking foul after he missed the attempt. So has a chance to get it down to one possession.
This game's going to be one from the free throw line because that's the only place anybody's scoring points from.
First one good by Ty Brown. This one to cut it to 2. Ty Brown's shot attempt up, bounces off the front and rolls in. 23-21, Rich holding on to a little lead. Altamont seems to have gotten more looks here. Noah Perry, right side Cornea. Up to the top, Carrillo, high above his head, looking inside. A little back cut from Cornea, nobody open. Little isolation for Hoffman, picks up his dribble. Another reset here.
Coach Cornea calls out a different play.
Hoffman and company. That ball sailed right through the arms of Hoffman and Taylor, and I, honest to goodness, did not know who that touched at all, but we're going to keep it with the Rebels.
Could have been a jump ball.
Could have been. At those points, I bet officials wish that they could call a jump ball because they're like, I don't know what's going on. That was a fast ball. Ball went sailing out of bounds. It will stay with the Rich Rebels. Cornea dribbling up against 2. And Altamont's not letting the Rebels get anywhere inside. And they're keeping it way out beyond the arc, about 4 feet beyond the arc. Hoffman now left side, guarded by Taylor. Carrillo at the very top of the arc. Right hand dribble. Crossover, left side. Right side, Perry. And boy, oh boy, we haven't been able to get it into the paint very much at all here, Rob. And you got to credit the Altamont defense. If there was a shot clock, you would have earned the basketball for sure if you're Altamont.
I can't even imagine what this is going to look like next year.
I think it's going to be interesting. I've said that a few times. Carrillo with the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play to Cornea. Hoffman trying to make some space against Taylor. Taylor's on him like glue. Nobody really getting some space. Carrillo driving right side elbow. Noah Para throwing it up with the left hand. Carrillo tracks down the offensive rebound, puts it back up, and a foul. And if I'm Altamont, I really wish that the shot clock was implemented for sure, because they would have earned the basketball a few times over. That was that one possession of Rich, I think, took up the entire last minute 20 of the third quarter. Carrillo earns himself a chance at the line after the putback. Bounces off the front and the back. And he's got a thing for theatrics, I guess. We're going to stay at 23-21. One more chance to push it to 3 for Riley Carrillo. That one's good. As we get a little call from our Altamont. Long 3 at half court, off the left iron. You know what? And Ethan Hansen has had 2 shots, either from full court or half court, and he's missed just barely. After the end of 3, Rich holding on to a 3-point lead, 24-21. We'll come back to you in just a moment on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports, 98.3 The Wildlife.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back here to the start of our fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. Rob, the Rich Rebels up by 3, and we put together 2 keys going into the second half. And Altamont making a couple threes and turning the ball over less has cut the lead of the Rich Rebels down to only 3 now.
Rebels had 4 turnovers in that third quarter, so not too bad, but you're right. Those 2 3 balls by Dyson Taylor were huge.
Foul, and Tyson Brown with a shooting attempt coming up here. 2 shots at the line. First one for Brown, up and off to the left, no good. Second one coming up for Ty Brown. That one's good. 24-22, Rich holding on for dear life. Start of the fourth quarter, Hoffman dribble handoff on the right side, drives inside, spins out, goes to the right side wing for Cornea, feeding Riley Carrillo. Carrillo backing down a defender, missing the offensive putback twice, another offensive rebound. So missed attempt by Carrillo twice, and then a Hoffman ends up in the right position and puts it back in good, 26-22. Second chance points for the Rebels have kept them in the game. Floater by Ethan Hansen right in front of Carson Muirbrook. Carson was waiting for the offensive foul like a charge, but Hansen pulled up early, floated up over the top of him. That one was good. Pace off of the forehead of Carson Muirbrook. And Hunter Pace, I mean, he can thread the needle, but that thing is coming in at 1,000 miles per hour, and sometimes it's just hard to hold on to. Another turnover for Rich. 1 possession game. Hansen out here to 2, right in front of the media bench. Goes back into the middle of the court, right inside the half circle. Along the left baseline, inside left elbow, back out to the top. Right side 2. No dribbles by Altamont. I think this is the thing that's very much coached in them, to not put the ball on the floor. Inside, little floater from Sorensen, who's come back off the bench after being in foul trouble, missing that one from about 12 feet out. Cornea dribble handoff to Hoffman, who has some space. Another dribble kick out. Hoffman left side, splitting double team. Last touched by Altamont. Hoffman tried to split two defenders right inside the paint, and he lost momentum enough where he couldn't put the basketball up in at least 10 feet up in the air. Kind of died before it went up there. Hoffman lost the basketball, stolen away by Hansen. Hansen all the way coast to coast, and the tie ball game. 26-26, 6 minutes left here in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Cornea losing the basketball, ball up for grabs. Jerem 2 comes away with it. Another turnover, and that's going to be just a killer for the Rich Rebels. Dyson Taylor now on the left side, cross court over to the right side. Ethan Hansen pumped his feet as though he was going to pop it up. Hunter Pace poking that ball away from Jerem 2 right in the near side corner. Ball goes out the gym, taking a quick breather. Tracked down by 2 as he comes in for the inbound. Back up to the top right side wing drive. Hansen skipping it to Sorensen. Left side now as it worked his way around. Long three by Hansen. Good. Bottom of the net. Hansen. 29-26 Altamont. Timeout taken. A full timeout by Coach Cornea. And they gotta answer. We gotta come back to you in just a minute here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports 98.3 The Wildlife.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Back here for the fourth quarter, 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. Altamont leading by 3, 29-26. Another steal on the far sideline and a dribble, scoop, left-handed layup by Dyson Taylor. And now Altamont sitting on a 5-point lead. Turnovers have just really been to the detriment of the Rich Rebels today, as that ball's just been up for grabs a couple times, and Altamont's taken advantage of it. Little dribble, pass off, a little screen pick and roll action between Hunter Pace and Riley Carrillo. Carrillo's going to miss that little put back there, but he's going to get fouled on the arm, so chance for 2 points coming up at the line for Riley Carrillo.
9 boards and 8 points from the free throw line so far, looking for his 9th.
Free throw made by Riley Carrillo to bump him up to 8 points.
Well, he's got 2 shots on the floor as well, but 8 free throws.
That's crazy. 8 made free throws?
Yep.
Second one for Carrillo. That one long. Ball bouncing off into the middle of the paint and then reeled in by Sorensen. Jerem 2, left side out to the Hansen. In for Brown. Good pump fake. Brown caught the Rich Rebels up in the air, and he's going to go to the line. As Noah Perry and Hunter Pace fall on top of him. 27 points for Rich, 31 for Altamont.
Normally that would be a good halftime score.
Right? Oh, rattling out on the first attempt, Ty Brown. Best he can do now is 50% to put it back up to 5. Ty Brown off the front and in. 32-27, 4:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Cornea left side to Pace. Pace, a little dribble handoff and a block by Ty Brown. He must have caught Noah Perry on the forearm there. Perry had a good little lane, but Ty Brown came in fast and hard. I thought it looked pretty good in terms of a block, but our officials say no. Noah Perry's going to go to the line.
Had some Altamont fans next to me that disagreed as well.
First one up and good for Noah Perry. That puts him up to 28. 4-point difference now. Waiting for the second one. Noah Perry, perfect from the line, 29. 32-29. Now a little pressure coming up. Dyson Taylor getting it out here into the half court. Bouncing off of Trey Walker's fingertips on the right side wing. Now out to Ty Brown on the baseline. Dyson Taylor working around right at the free throw line. Dribble handoff. Jerem 2. Motioning. Getting some people in position right inside the half court circle. Out to the right side in front of the media bench. Dribble, skip out to the left, up to the top, inside. Ty Brown working against Carrillo. Hansen, Sorensen losing the basketball, stolen away by the Rich Rebels. Rebels in transition, Cornea going down the floor. Pace, shaking off a defender, has to go pull it back out, slowing it down. 3:40 left here in regulation. Altamont up by 3. Pick and into the corner, Cornea. Kick out for Carrillo for 3 for the tie. That one's good! Riley Carrillo right at the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. And a timeout. And coach probably is regretting that one because he had an open man right underneath the basket. He didn't realize it. So the game is tied 32-32. Rob will keep it here. That's just championship play by Riley Carrillo.
We called it. You need the 3-pointers if it's going to work. And it was a turnover on Altamont's side of the floor that did it. So
good gravy. That's couldn't write that script better. It's almost like we foresaw the future there, Rob.
Well, you said earlier in the girls' game you wanted to see a last-second buzzer beater.
Oh, goodness,
so
I did say that.
you just didn't know which game it was going to come in.
Oh, grand.
Good news is the Rebels have been doing well on the boards. They've out-rebounded the Longhorns 23-11 going into the fourth quarter and 4-3 in the quarter. So 27-14. But you would think you'd have a bigger lead if you're going to dominate the boards like that.
Rebels cleaning it up off the glass. That's been an advantage for the Rebels in this game, which was interesting because in the girls' game, Altamont led in terms of rebounding, but they did not leave in terms of scoring. Kind of goes against the textbook rules of what's went down. So
it did. I think both the girls and both Rich and Altamont's girls team averaged like 27, 28 rebounds a game. It ended up being 29-28 on the boards for Altamont at the end of the game.
All right. Gut
play the averages.
Yep. Gut check time for either one of these teams. Tied up 32-32 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. Kick out 3. Hansen thought about it on the left side wing. Now 2 is up at the top. Keeps it on his right side shoulder. A dribble handoff behind him up to Taylor. Right side now for Ethan Hansen. Hansen driving left into the paint. Kick out for Jerem 2. Now Taylor. A little 3-man ball. Hansen, I thought had room, decides to eat the 3 ball again. Is caught up there on the left side baseline, gets it back up to the top. And Trey Walker trying to reach in for the ball is going to poke Dyson Taylor in the eye. And you always want to be very careful for that because you never want to get your eye poked whatsoever. And that's a foul called after Dyson Taylor has to kind of collect himself.
That could have been the 7th foul. That would put him in the 1-1.
I think it was. I think we might have missed that. Ethan Hansen now back out to Dyson Taylor. Dyson Taylor with one eye takes the 3 ball. That one's long. Noah Perry coming down with the rebound, and that's Sorensen's 5th foul.
Great position by Noah. He's done that several times tonight. He's had position, and he's had a strong rebound.
So now, okay, Rob, I think we might have misread the fouls. I think it was the 7th foul, or maybe the foul given up. I don't know.
Well, it showed 6, but I don't know if that got to 6 before we looked at it or not.
Oh, dear. Well, Noah Perry's at the line with the chance to take the lead here at the free throw line. First one up and good.
He hit 2 in a row last time.
And now a 1-point lead for the Rich Rebels with 2:33 left in the ball game. Second one up and good for Noah Perry. 34-32. Pressure by Altamont, by the Rich Rebels, and now driving into the lane, no shot. I believe 1-1 coming up before the shot.
Yeah, he called the foul on the floor.
Calling the foul on the floor, the ball in his progression. Eventually the ball went into the basket, but that's not going to count. 1-1 coming up. Jerem 2.
Coming down to free throws.
Who's going to make more? First one on the 1-1, good. He knew that one was good the moment it left his hands. He didn't even try to go for any type of rebound. That one's good. Second one, 2. Puts that one home. We're tied up again, 34-34. Jaden Cornea in his own backcourt, crossing the timeline from right to left, pointing out to his left. Carrillo, Walker spinning in circles, trying to get some Pace out on the left side, gets a screen from Noah Perry. Jumper from Pace, that's championship basketball. Right inside the arc, that one's good. 36-34 for the Rebels. 2 minutes left here. Hansen, turnover, Riley Carrillo stealing it away on the left side baseline. Carrillo decides to pull it back out. Trey Walker has a lane, goes up and good off the glass. Trey Walker off of a feed from Riley Carrillo, and a timeout taken by Altamont. The Rebels up by 4 with 1:40.
Trey saw he had a lane, went straight to the hoop and laid it in.
There you go, no hesitation by Trey Walker, and that is going to be a big one here. Now up by 4, the Rich Rebels up against Altamont. We'll go ahead, take a 30-second timeout, come back to you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel basketball, 98.3 The Wildlife.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Back here again for the conclusion of this basketball game. Rich 38, Altamont 34 with the basketball. Dyson Taylor across the line, guarded by Trey Walker, caught up in a trip. Trey Walker and Dyson Taylor are going to have their feet tripped up right there on the far side baseline, and that's going to put Dyson Taylor to the line immediately. That was definitely, I don't think that was an intentional foul. Definitely not something that you want to give up in this moment, and going to give up some points possibly here. Dyson Taylor to the line. First one up and good. 38-35. So out onto the floor for the Rebels right now, Carrillo, Pace, Perry, Walker, and Cornea. Taylor throwing that one up, rolls out, no good. Another rebound by Noah Perry. Outlet for Cornea, getting bumped. Cornea trapped, gets it out to Hunter Pace on the left side, who gets it out from a bunch of Altamont Longhorns. Cornea almost lost the basketball, gets it to Trey Walker. Trey with another drive, this time blocked by Ty Brown. A steal by Noah Perry underneath the basket, and a foul on Phillips of Altamont. Pandemonium right now in the gym. That's going to put Noah Perry to the line, up by 3.
That was Phillips' 5th foul as well, so he just went to the bench.
2 players for Altamont have fouled out in this game, and that's going to put in number 10, Bronco Thacker. Also related?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of Thackers out in the UNA Basin. He played good in the JV game. I watched him earlier today.
Well, that's good. 1-1 coming up for Noah Perry. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now, Rob.
Don't say it.
All right. First one up and missed for Noah Perry. Ball out. Ball going the other way by Altamont. That ball missed by Noah Perry.
Went off right off Riley Carrillo's hands.
Inbound here. Altamont trying to come within a tying score. They're down by 3. Ethan Hansen out to Taylor on the right side. Thacker into the game easy. Right side. Right 3 off the right iron, no good. And a punch on accident for sure by Jerem too. I think Jerem was trying to get his arm right there just to bot that ball away. That's going to end up clocking Cornea on the side of the temple.
There's a double-double for Riley Carrillo. That was his 10th board.
There you go. 10th board for Riley Carrillo, and Jaden Cornea back to the line again. This to put it to 2 possessions. First one up and rolls out. Oh boy.
I'm running out of room on my free throw spot on my stat sheet.
We're running out of room. Jaden Cornea. Second one, up and good. Pushing it to 2 possessions, 39-35. Ethan Hansen working up the left sideline, driving up against Hunter Pace. Taylor, and an offensive foul on Dyson Taylor. And that one is one that you can definitely raise an eyebrow at.
I think they would call that at times a flop. But a good acting job by Trey Walker gets the foul.
An offensive foul on Dyson Taylor now. And Riley Carrillo's going to cut in between a couple Altamont Longhorns. Noah Perry here on the left side wing, out to the right side. Hunter Pace. Pace trying to dribble out and loses the basketball. Thacker had an open layup and he misses it. Trying to get into offensive set. Floater up and good and one for Ethan Hansen of Altamont. Putting this game more into question. 37-39 with a chance for one more.
Coach Cornea calls a timeout.
Timeout by Coach Cornea, and I don't think we can possibly take it away from here right now, Rob. What did we see? The ball stolen away at half court. Altamont had a chance for an open layup, loses the basketball, and then in a type of secondary fast break, a little floater there by Ethan Hansen.
Altamont's coach was actually hollering to his players to get a foul on Hunter Pace to try to stop the clock, and they didn't get the foul, but they got the steal.
There you go, and now this game almost tied up. It's not tied up. The Rich Rebels up 39-37. Ethan Hansen has a chance for one more point here. If he makes it, it's a 1-point ball game with less than 24 seconds left.
I'm not sure if Coach Cornea called that timeout to ice the shooter or whether he's drawing up the play, what he wants to do on the inbounds play.
Well,
I was impressed that the Rebels didn't have any trouble with the pressure from the Longhorns the last possession. We'll see. I expect full court pressure after the shot.
Absolutely. Here comes the shot coming up for Ethan Hansen. Deep squat up and good. Nothing but net. So the icing the kicker timeout method did not work. Jaden Cornea trying to work his way up the right sideline. Kicks up underneath, out up to the top. Hunter Pace and a foul. Hunter Pace, a very solid free throw shooter. They're going to send him to the line after the foul with 16.5 seconds left. Rob, you have no more room.
I'm using extra paper.
Extra paper coming up for Rob. And this is the double bonus coming up for Hunter Pace, who knocks down the first one.
Ice in his veins.
Stellar performance by Hunter Pace, who has not been on necessarily today, but when the moment calls for him, he knocked down the first free throw. Second one up and good. Up by 3, 41-38. The Rich Rebels, Altamont with 15 seconds left. A timeout taken here by Altamont. All the timeouts that we didn't use in the girls' game, we're now using in the boys' game, Rob.
This has been a debate that I've had with too many people to count. You're up by 3. and you know they need a three-pointer,
You foul.
do you foul?
You foul 110%.
I've watched it in the NBA. I've watched it in the college ranks. I'm not sure. If I was the coach, which I am not, I would foul before they get a chance for the three-point play because you can't score 3 on 2 free throws.
There you go. It just makes sense. I didn't go to school for math, but it makes sense in my head. So if you got me on board, then you definitely got something going for you. 13.7 seconds left. The Altamont Longhorns crossed the midway point, took a quick timeout, brought to you by Independent Software Solutions. It's tough to be forced to take a forced timeout at work because your computer goes down. Solve the problem and avoid unwanted timeouts. Call Independent Software Solutions today. 307-789-1978.
I did watch a highlight on YouTube the other day where a player made the first free throw, intentionally missed the second, and he hit the side of the rim, and he went and got his own rebound and put it up and made the shot. So it can be done, but it's not likely.
All right, well, if Altamont were to do this, I'll be the first one to be submitting it to SportsCenter and ESPN. So make sure we get a good shot of this. It'll be good. Inbound coming up for Altamont. Inside, Thacker out to 2 driving up against Cornea. And a foul. Body bump there by Cornea.
In my opinion, not a bad thing.
Nope. Not necessarily bad. Not necessarily the worst. Double bonus, so Altamont gets 2 shots at least. As we get a hushed silence. Our student section giving the shushed finger. Up and good. Jerem 2 also with ice in his veins. Little swap out and another timeout taken by the Ridge
This
Rebel.
one's the iced shooter right
There we go. Icing the kicker. Does it work, Rob? That's another controversial thought or another topic.
Well, I think Coach Corney's also drawn up what he wants to do with the inbounds pass. You've got 10 seconds. You know the Altamont's going to have to try to foul if they can't steal the inbounds pass.
You want to go up and over the top. It's really risky. Up and over the top for Riley Carrillo. If they're going to do man.
I've seen the baseball pass, and it doesn't get touched, and then the opposing team has the ball underneath your own hoop.
That is not good. Yeah, so maybe just trying to free somebody up that you know is very solid. All these kids very solid from the free throw line. The hot hand really has been Hunter Pace or Noah Perry. They've been the highest volume, highest percentage free throw shooters today.
Yeah, they both. Noah's got 4 free throws in the fourth quarter. Hunter's got 2. First thing you need to do if you're Altamont is make the free throw.
All right, coming out of the timeout here. Coach Cornea getting his final word in here, and I can overhear it through my headset. It's kind of interesting. I won't spoil the surprise, though. 10.5 seconds left here in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Jerem 2 with one more shot coming up. Is he going to miss this on purpose? If he makes it, what do? You
got to foul if he makes it.
Shoot up and rolling out to the left. Noah Perry coming down with the rebound, and they're going to foul him immediately. So Noah Perry is going to go to a free throw battle with the Altamont Longhorns.
You need at least, well, 2 would make it a 2-possession game and still put that one in the refrigerator. He hits the 1, and you get back to the debate. You're up by 3. Do you foul again? He's been solid from the line. He's got a nice soft touch.
2 shots puts this thing on ice. 1 shot makes it interesting, and he's going to make it interesting.
You called it earlier today. You've asked for it.
He misses the first one. 41-39, Noah Perry. A chance here to put it to 3, which would be huge. Noah Perry, deep breath, shot up. This one's going to be short. Missed. Altamont pushing it down the court and a timeout. Altamont with 6.9 seconds left in the ballgame. I didn't know that we had this many timeouts in the last 15 seconds, but it happens. That's what my wife says about football. There's too many timeouts. 6.9 seconds, Rob. If you're Altamont, what's your 3-point percentage like today? I mean, Dyson Taylor has hit a few big ones. They've obviously scored better from beyond the arc in the second half. Do you cook up something for the win?
I think I'd still go for the tie. You were 0 for 5 in the first half. You are 3 of 7 in the second half. I think I'm still going to try to drive the lane and see if I can get a nice layup or at least a foul called.
Now on the other side of the basketball, this brings up another question. You're not with really the luxury of a three-point lead now, but you take away the chance for a win, but you also give them very easy shots from the line. Do you foul? I don't think so. I think this is just gritty defense. Another timeout taken by.
Coach Cornea wanted to see who was on the floor and what the setup was from the Longhorns before he called his timeout.
There you go.
Rich has scored 22 points from the free throw line. If my numbers crunched into
22?
my 22 points from the free throw line, so over half the points.
More than half. That's impressive. I mean, goodness gracious, Rob. I mean, we've talked about this a few times over. Coach Cornea wanted to see the personnel out here for Altamont, and good thing we had a lot of change in our pockets and a lot of timeouts because we really need to know what's going on. Making it as tense, as lovely of an ending as possible for this game coming up. Altamont is the one that needs to come up with the big shot, though.
I don't know. There could be a 3-ball going up. You asked for a buzzer beater. So
why did I do that? Why'd you let me do that, Rob? Why'd you let me do that? Oh, man. I blame myself mostly. All right, here we go. Ball in play in just a moment in front of the media table. Ethan Hansen in to Taylor for the three. Good! That ball, good. And the time runs out. The time ran out. The Altamont Longhorns have come in, battled back what was a sure victory for the Rich Rebels. Dyson Taylor, ice in the veins, comes up a long 3-ball beyond the arc, and the Altamont Longhorns come away with a buzzer beater win, 42-41 here in Randolph. You couldn't have come up with a more storybook ending to that one, Rob.
You called for a buzzer beater, you just got it.
I did. I didn't want it to be that type of buzzer beater particularly, but wow, what an impressive game. Applause to the Altamont Longhorns and the Rich Rebels for coming out here playing their best basketball. And wow, that's big time. That's big time for Altamont right there. Rob, we'll go ahead, take a quick 30-second break, come back to you for our post-game coverage on what was an instant classic here in Randolph. Coming back to you in just a minute. 98.3 on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation, mylocalradio.com.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Welcome back here to the post-game coverage of what is an instant classic, Rob. One of the more fun games that I've called. Didn't end up in the way of the Rebels. Did not come out on top. Altamont on a buzzer beater 3 practically comes away with a huge victory, 42-41. Dyson Taylor put the team on his back and put themselves in a position where to win. Altamont, instead of playing for the tie, went for the win. Took the shot right at the top of the arc and went down. And that is the end of the game. And unlike other levels of basketball above this, the clock will continue to run after a made basket.
Yeah, and there wasn't really any time for the Rebels to do anything. The rule that you've always been taught is go for the tie at home and the win on the road, and that's exactly what the Longhorns did.
There you go. That's in the book of sports and in life right there. So let's go ahead, dip into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap today brought to you by the wonderful sandwiches made at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Rob, in the first quarter, back and forth, it was a low-scoring game to begin with, a game of free throws, and at the end of the day, what more can you say other than the fact that Altamont had the guts to go for the win at the very end, coming out on top after a very hard-fought game. The Rebels led for most of the second half, babied that lead, and eventually lost it on a buzzer-beater 3 by Dyson Taylor from Altamont. That is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Now, time for our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Call today for an appointment at 307-789-8910. I think we have to give it to two different people, Rob. Honest to goodness, it is hard to keep it away from what is big-time three-pointer win by Dyson Taylor at the end. Good job to him, but one thing that really stood out to me as a igniter and a fire starter for the Rich Rebels was a 3 by Riley Carrillo in the third quarter, I believe, to tie the game up.
Yeah, and the Longhorns just built up a 5-point lead, so it was good for the Rebels to come back. I'd give that the shot of the game as well as the one from Dyson. Obviously, Dyson's counts more because it's at the buzzer.
It's true. So Riley Carrillo and Dyson Taylor are going to share that shot of the game there, and the precision player of the game, Riley Carrillo, the heart and soul of this Rich Rebel team. Quite a few Rebels had the chance to come out here and put some good minutes out onto the floor, but it seemed like Riley Carrillo really was the go-to man. He did it at the free throw line, and he also did it earning it inside in the paint.
15 points and 10 boards.
So final statistics here coming out right after this quick break on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports 98.3 The Wildlife.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Here for the conclusion of the post-game coverage, our Town of Garden City player of the game went to Riley Carrillo, where families play at beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. Final statistics here and the final wrap-up. As you may have learned, being part of this broadcast, Dyson Taylor coming up with a huge buzzer-beater 3 straight away beyond the arc, and the Altamont Longhorns come away 42-41 over top of the Rich Rebels here in Randolph. Rob, it's been a pleasure to have you in the booth. Melissa has been a joy both in my life and for this broadcast, doing the camera work, and I couldn't do it without her or without some statistics that were here from Rob. Rob, final statistics here from the game, and then we'll wrap up.
I guess the thing that stands out to me is that you score 22 points from the free throw line if you're the Rebels.
More than half your points.
More than half your points. That's good because you're making some aggressive drives to the hoop, unfortunately, I think the fact that we only had 1-3 in the game, we talked about it at halftime. You needed more from beyond the arc. Credit the Altamont defense for shutting that down. Hunter only took one that I can remember. They shut him down, and you could hear the Altamont bench and the coaches. As soon as he would touch the ball beyond the arc, they were on him. They had scouted us well.
There you go. That is your final recap here. Thank you for joining us on mylocalradio.com as well as on KADQ 98.3. We'll come back to you next week for what should be another fantastic week of sports. Keep in mind the Rich Rebel boys in wrestling right now, and the next week the girls will do wrestling.
The girls will have Wednesday and Thursday in Richfield for their championship state meet, and the boys, Eli Brooks will be going for a state championship tomorrow, and several wrestlers trying to get on the medal stand as well. Next week you get Cokeville at home on Thursday for both boys and girls. Friday we travel to ICS with the boys. I'm not sure about the girls.
Not sure either.
And then Saturday you get another doubleheader with Tabiona here for the end of the season.
So that will be the end of the regular season. On behalf of my colleagues in the studio, Colton Bagley, and my friends here in the booth, Rob Leifson and Melissa Olson, we say thank you for joining us, and as always, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on MyLocalRadio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!